When did you become a VTuber? Today. Duck. Oh! Oh, I'm saying that I wouldn't tell you a secret because you tell everybody. You right, though. Ew, look at all the gross goopy goops. Whatever the frick they are.
Oh, look at him! What a chunk!
It is what you call a plastic in the shape of a long tubular stick. You mean a straw? Oh. Help me. Help me, friend! So how quickly am I gonna die if I just walk out into the...
Don't fight me! We're not supposed to move!
Wait for me, guys! Wait! Hey! Wait for me! Wait! Well, frick, step on me. Don't impede our vacationing or blow up these islands. I will stab you.
Yeah!
Do I dare look at this? Long arm's gonna come and find his way in. I don't think I'm there, right?
Okay, I'm there! I'm there! Oh my gosh, a hidey hole! Wait!
It always bothers me when there's no shampoo by a kitchen sink. Wait, what did I say? Did I say soup? Did I say soup instead of soap? Shampoo? What's worse? Shampoo? Please tell me I said soap this time.
I said shampoo! No!
We come! Like this? You want me to stop looking at you like this? Good spoofs tonight? Oh, ah! Are we okay? Are we safe? Does his arms reach into here? Ah! Oh my gosh. You know what I do want? I want tits. The Twitch integrated throwing system. Roses are red, violets are blue. Omae wo no shinderu. Nani? Oh, you slut! This is my first limited character constellation. Shut up! It's been a little bit tiring. What the? I'm dead! I'm dead! I'm dead! I'm dead! Why am I not dead? Why am I not dead? Why am I not dead?
Say hello to my little friend.
What the balls? Are you kidding me?
Oh.
Has already managed to make contact with the divine.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Big traveler. Big traveler. Get down! You don't know how to do it! Hi! How are y'all doing? I hope you are having a good Thursday today. Hope things are treating you guys well. Hello, let me greet everybody. I saw Chizu, hello. Haru Onoko, hello. Kling, hello. And hello, Kyao Kyozai, hello. And Quinton, hello. Thursday. Hope you guys are having a good Thursday today. Hope you are excited for Emilie's quest. Emilie, from what I've seen, is a character that everyone seems to have forgotten about, but those who did her quest and or have played her were really genuinely surprised by her. So, I'm excited to see how that goes. Because, you know, Emilie kind of has the unfortunate timing of basically being, like, right before Natlon. So a lot of people are more hyped for Natlon and have forgotten about her. You're not Wave Waters. Who are you? An imposter. The game has been so quiet and there's literally no audio. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to see if my audio was leveled up. Who? Imposter. Hold on. I think I forgot to make my audio higher. I did. Because... Okay, that's fine. Because sometimes I put on, like, videos in the background when I grind and stuff. So... 5.0 reveal stream tonight. I know! Literally in a few hours, the 5.0 stream will be tonight. And just in case anyone was curious if I was going to stream it, no. I have to get up at work and go to work early tomorrow. So I will not be staying up and watching the live stream because I need sleep. I need to sleep, unfortunately. Not sure who Emilie is. Emilie is this character. She has been hinted at, like, a lot, not really, like, in the main story of Fontaine, but, a lot of characters had talked about her. Like, I think even Chevreuse had a character line about her. And then there were, like, bulletin boards that were talking about Emilie, so everyone knew she existed and was around. But she's the last character, or at least in this current Fontaine patch, the last Fontaine character we will get before Natlan. So, yeah. But yes, I will not be streaming the 5.0 live stream. Technically, it will, like, start pretty soon after we're done with the quest, if I finish early. But, yeah. It's gonna happen literally in, like, 4 hours from now. 4 hours from now is the live stream. And I don't know, I feel like I'll have to watch it to actually be excited. I don't really feel the Natlan hype, but I think that's just because I've been trying to see how people have been reacting to Natlan, especially those whose culture is supposed to be inspired by it, just to see how they feel about it. But I don't know. At this point, I feel like Hoyo isn't gonna change the stuff I would like them to do better at, and I need to either just accept it and either stop playing, or just accept it's not gonna change and move on. And to be honest, we've been here before, so held off on getting her C6, but I couldn't resist getting her C2. Dang! Nice. Alhaitham, my beloved. Dude, I love Alhaitham so much. Unironically, love him so much. Hi, Alpha Beta. How you doing? I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. Things have been okay. Today's been a very interesting week for me. So I am hoping I can rest a bit, but I'm also a little stressed, but it's mostly just because I'm gonna try to see if I can do a test stream this weekend to get multi-streaming up so I can stream on YouTube and Twitch. And it will be exciting and interesting. That stream will most likely be super casual. But I just want to, like, make sure it works and possibly see how the YouTube chat is. Because I just want to test the waters before I, like, actually commit to anything, you know? A few weeks ago, we talked about our types. Chungling Yao got me acting like a fool! Dude, I've seen so many people freaking out about Chungling Yao. And I haven't done the newest Wuthering Waves event, so I haven't met him yet. I'm excited to, though, because literally all I have seen are people being like, why did Kuro make this man the most attractive man? I'm like, whoa, what happened? What happened? Like, I've mostly seen people simping over him. It's been fascinating. Not really my type of guy. Interesting. I'm excited to do it. Maybe, full disclosure, if I'm doing a test stream on Saturday, I am gonna just play Wuthering Waves because I need something casual. Maybe I'll check it out on Saturday. I don't know. By the way, don't expect Wuthering Waves streams. I just really want something in the background while I test stuff, and I feel like that is just kind of a fun thing I could just do. I would love to stream more Wuthering Waves, but also, like, with what time? So, I might just have it on in the background. Hey, Arrow! How you doing? I hope you're doing well. But yeah, how's the Wuthering Waves event? He's like Alhaitham, if Alhaitham had Pave's heart. Ooh, now that's interesting. Oh, that's an interesting concept. Because I love both of them. I'm excited to check them out finally. Lucky Squire's coming out next month. Ooh, that's exciting. That's fun. That game got delayed, right? I'm glad they delayed it. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Okay. Let me just get a few things set away. Did you do theater? I did, actually. I have done the theater. Got to Act 8. And Spiral Abyss, I think I got 36 stars. So yeah, did the theater. It's fun. What did I get? I've already claimed the keys. Oh, it doesn't say how many stars I got. I think I missed out on like 3 stars or something. He's just real genuine. Interesting. Profile should say it. I mean, it's also here. Oh, wait, the profile for... Oh, I see. Hold on. Wait, does this show my UID? Hold on. It does. I got 6 stars. Six stars.
Oh.
Okay. Enough. Was that better than last time? Yes. I mean, last time I still got up to, Act 8. I was able to get all of the rewards because the stars you get in Imaginary Theater don't actually matter. Only just like bragging rights. Like, they only matter.
Wait.
Yeah, they only matter bragging rights. All you have to do is just complete the acts, I feel like, to get the rewards. So it doesn't really matter. But I know I got like only 2 last time. That feels like the first Lantern, right? Yeah, that's what it looks like. It looks like it's just a very lighthearted event of Wuthering Waves. Which makes me a little excited. I want to see what it is. I don't know that. Yeah, the stars don't really matter.
Which is exactly why I took the
because
position.
I believe I checked, because last time I only got 2 stars, still got all the rewards. And this time I got 6, same thing, all the rewards. All that really matters is what difficulty you do and how far you get. That's the only thing that really matters.
No.
Plus we get to go on dates. That explains a few of the screenshots I've seen. Some people are very, they don't mind posting some stuff online. Holy cow, hold on. How is that going? Okay, that's fine. It's just quiet music. All right. I think? How long is Emilie's quest again? I think I saw it was like fairly long. Let me do a quick Google. Because as much as I like chatting, I also am like afraid it's going to take a long time. This one says about 2 hours and that one says about 2 hours. So knowing me, it's going to take about 4 hours. It's going to take me 4 hours. It's dialogue heavy. Yeah, and I tend to like pause and like analyze stuff. So, with that out of the way, we'll keep chatting as we go along. Oh, that reminds me, I should enable Nightbot. While I do this, if you don't want spoilers for Emily's quest, I understand. You can leave, but if you don't mind spoilers, or if you've already done it, I would love for you to stick around. I am excited to learn more about her. Oh, we go to Port Ormos? We get to go to Sumeru? We get to go to Sumeru? Yay! I love Sumeru. One last thing on Wuwa, I have a better answer on why I wish on all the 5 stars. Is it because they're very generous with their rewards? Or is there another reason? Honestly, I'm feeling like I'm getting to that point where I feel like I need to just swish or summon on one of the 5-star banners just cuz, so I can have a limited 5-star unit. But now we're getting a free one, so I don't know. Tighnari!
I thought I told him to spray it with water to retain moisture before applying the film. You can't treat a glaze lily like a cactus. If Sanjay does this again, the loss will have to come out of his food expenses.
I'll go talk to him. At this rate, he won't even be able to afford eating cacti for much longer.
Hey, Tainari!
Oh, it's you two. It's been a while. What brings you to Port
I
Ormos?
know, it's been too long.
We didn't have anything to do, and this place looked pretty lively, so we decided to stop by. But, what's with all the flowers around here?
Well, Port Ormos is currently organizing a flower exhibition featuring flowers and plants from all over Teyvat, so I came to help out. The exhibition includes flowers from every corner of the world, each with their own unique properties and needs. With that in mind, the curator commissioned a flower pot from Kasharawar capable of retaining heat and moisture. Even so, an expert is still required to develop tailored transportation and care plans for each type of flower.
Oh, and that expert is you, right?
Not this time, no. I'm just here to help out. The expert in charge is someone else.
Mr. Tainari! Sanjay! He confused the poisonous bulbs with garlic shoots, and he ate them!
Never mind. Forget about what I said about the food expenses. Apologies, Traveler, Paimon. Looks like I've got something to take care of. I'll be back in just a moment.
Tainari's busy no matter where he is, huh?
Too many people are careless about what they eat. Too many people don't do as they're told. I mean, both are true.
Yeah, seems like it. Some people just need supervision. Well, looks like Tainari might be busy for a while. Let's take a look around the port in the meantime.
Floral net. Blood dew. Blood? Wait, what? When a limited batter is up, you can buy the things in the shop, so when they do reruns, you don't have to wish on them. You already have the character. That's true. You can just buy constellations in Wuthering Waves. Or constellation equivalent.
Wow, look at these flowers! They smell so...
Oh. Huh? There she is. You feeling okay?
Paimon's... fine. She's just got a little...
Rainbow roses, glaze lilies, and Cecilia's? No wonder.
It's getting worse. Why?
Should we go find Tainari?
But, I was fine just a moment ago. She didn't even eat anything weird.
A moment of your time, you two? If it's not too much trouble, perhaps you could try this incense.
Incense? Oh, the scent is so nice. Wait!
You can talk normally now.
Whoa, that was fast. Paimon doesn't have to sneeze anymore.
Must have been the incense. Thank you.
Think nothing of it. From your attire, I imagine you two aren't from Sumeru either. Seeing as we're both travelers from abroad, it's only right that we help each other out should the occasion arise.
Oh, so you're here for the flower exhibition too?
I suppose that's accurate. Oh, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Emilie, a perfumer from Fontaine.
Paimon is Paimon. Thank you so much for your help just now. Oh, and this is...
The Traveler, right? I've heard a lot about you from the Steambird. It's nice to finally put a face to the name.
I heard a lot about you as well, although I didn't expect to run into you in Sumeru.
What happened back there? Why did Paimon start sneezing all of a sudden?
Have you ever heard of hay fever?
Yeah.
To put it simply, when inhaled, certain pollens can trigger abnormal physical reactions.
But Paimon has seen these kinds of flowers before and nothing weird happened then.
Well, we're all different. The factors that can trigger a reaction to certain stimuli vary by person. In isolation, the effects of certain pollens may seem minimal, but inhaling various types at once can trigger a more overt reaction. But there's no need to worry. Pollen allergies can be effectively mitigated with the use of medication.
Oh, well, that's good.
Traveler, Paimon, There you are. Is everything all right? I left in such a hurry, I forgot to warn you about all the pollen in the air.
Yeah, Papa was not having a good time, but Emily helped us out.
Emily? Ah, what a coincidence. Looks like my worry was misplaced then. The Traveler and Paimon are in good hands.
It was nothing, really. We happened to run into each other shortly after my arrival, and I offered them a bit of help, that's all. I'm more curious as to why you thought the Traveler and Paimon were in danger. Allergies are highly unpredictable. If you were concerned the pollen might trigger a reaction, that must mean something similar has happened in the past.
I'll be honest, I don't remember. I don't remember what happened. Something like that, yeah.
Remember the first time we met?
Whoa!
You fainted after inhaling Spirit Borneal.
Oh, that! Okay, wait, hold on! Look at that! Art! Wow! Wow! Oh, hey! Oh, yeah! There's, Oh, I forgot their name. It's kind of him behind the chat, but, Scaramouche is, like, most adamant follower that went a little cray-cray. Her! Forget her name. That was an allergic reaction?
The Spirit Borneal didn't affect Paimon at all, and now she's the one suffering. It makes no sense.
It's not really something you can make sense out of, Paimon. There are all kinds of allergies out there, caused by a variety of different factors. Some people are even allergic to almonds. It's not something you can generalize.
I'm the non-believer.
Exactly. I even encountered a case in Fontaine where someone had an allergic reaction to soba noodles their family brought back from Inazuma.
Whoa. Good thing Paimon isn't allergic to anything delicious.
Are you a doctor, Emily?
In a manner of speaking, although you could say the patients I deal with are rather unusual.
Unusual? Huh?
In addition to medicine, Emilie is also very knowledgeable about botany. She's taught me a lot about the native flora around Fontaine.
And that's where my expertise ends, I'm afraid. When it comes to breadth of knowledge, Tainari certainly comes out on top.
A flower expert? Oh, Paimon's got it! You must be the expert Tainari mentioned, the one in charge of the exhibition!
Wrong again, I'm afraid.
Well, I did come for the exhibition, but only to inquire about the Auguste variety. I'm not involved in any official capacity.
Oh, Paimon was sure she got it right this time.
Auguste variety? What's that?
It's a kind of flower that was once popular in Fontaine. The perfume made from it also bears the same name, Auguste.
Auguste, huh? That's not a name you hear often nowadays.
In an ancient language, the word is said to mean sacred or noble. It's sometimes used as a name for people as well. Ah, that reminds me. Are you familiar with a historical event in Fontaine known as Perfume Mania?
No.
Perfume Mania was an event that occurred in Fontaine nearly 20 years ago.
Are we getting backstory? We are! Also, hi, Fear Terror. I'm glad you're gonna leave soon.
It all started when several
I hope you're feeling
merchants
better.
released their own lines of high-end, expensive perfumes, marketing them as must-have luxury products, the very symbol of elegance itself.
By the way, chat, should I up the game volume a bit more, or is it good? Let me know.
No one anticipated the absolute frenzy this would create on the market, causing the price of perfumes to skyrocket. The demand was twofold. What some saw as a status symbol, most saw as a money-making opportunity. You could take advantage of the soaring price by hoarding them and reselling at even higher margins. The value of these products became so inflated, regular bottles of perfume were even going for hundreds of thousands of mora.
Jeez.
This resulted in countless disputes and scams. But at the end of the day, perfume is just perfume. The market value greatly exceeded the intrinsic worth of the product, creating an economic bubble that was never going to last.
Can I just say, also, I really am enjoying Emily's voice. Like, it's clear that she's a very intelligent woman, and the way that she speaks is so, like, she's so articulate, and it has a very nice, I don't know if cadence is the right word, but it flows very well. I could listen to a lecture from Emily for like hours. Like genuinely, I could listen for hours.
Luckily, the Palais Mermonia recognized the danger and intervened before the craze could truly spread. Many profiteers and scammers were thrown in jail as a result.
Emilie POV!
In the end, only a few wealthy families were affected when the bubble popped.
Good. Could have been a lot worse.
What does all this have to do with that Auguste you mentioned earlier?
Well, during the craze, the most popular perfume was none other than Auguste. The demand far exceeded the supply, to the point where it once sold for 10 million mora a bottle.
10 million? Then what about now?
Calm down, Paimon.
After the mania ended, most perfumes returned to a normal price. Auguste was the only exception. Its namesake, the flower used to create it, went extinct. As a result, no new bottles of Auguste have been made, and the value of the perfume remains exceedingly high.
The flower went extinct?
Indeed. The Auguste flower was not a natural variety, you see. It was specially cultivated for use in perfume making. When the bubble popped, all the flower beds used for its cultivation were destroyed in a fire. The variety has never been seen since.
But didn't you say you came to the exhibition to look for it?
Ah, yes. I came to investigate a certain rumor that the Auguste flower has reappeared in Sumeru.
Oh.
It's causing quite the stir in the Fontaine perfume market.
Traveler, we should help Emilie look for it.
It's just a rumor, Paimon. There's no way it's that easy to find.
I have to agree. Emilie wrote me to ask if I could look into the rumor, but the forest rangers haven't received any reports of new plant species recently.
Even if I can locate the flower, I'm afraid you'll be disappointed, Paimon. I don't have any grand Mora-making endeavors planned. Divine, noble, one of a kind, all beautiful sentiments to be sure, but to me, they overshadow the very essence of the product. When it comes to perfume, I want people to forget the price and the prestige and focus on the beauty of the fragrance itself.
Wow, so noble.
Of course, there's also a more practical reason. In recent years, low-grade counterfeit versions of Auguste have been popping up on the Fontaine perfume market. Every so often, someone will claim to have recreated the unique scent of Auguste, and the rumor mill will start comparing the counterfeits to my own work.
Okay, that's more like the reason Paimon had in mind.
Ever since that rumor started, 3 new perfumes claiming to be made from the Auguste flower have appeared on the market. If I can dispel the fanaticism surrounding Auguste, even just by proving the rumor to be false, Fontaine's perfume market can finally start to get back to normal.
I also like how her eyes kind of look, to me, they look like dewdrops on a flower petal.
Then I'll be free from all the stories and added meaning and just focus on making what I like.
That makes sense.
Either way, even if it's not for Mora, we could still help you out.
Oh, I would of course be grateful for your help, but I wouldn't want to trouble you.
My friend won't murder me if I get spoiled. I understand, Bach. Have a good one. Thanks for stopping by.
Well, you said it yourself. We're both travelers from abroad, so it's only right that we help each other out.
Huh, I suppose you're right. Then you have my thanks.
Feels like an older Sucrose. You know, I could kind of see that. Just, the both of them are very educated. Emilie is one who is confident in what she does and is realistic about what she does. And Sucrose, I feel, is very much optimistic about, well, optimistic as in, like, she is very excited about her work, though she is not very confident in herself and her abilities, kind of thing.
Based on the information I have so far, it's unclear if the rumor is true. Mr. Edgar also thinks it's too early to say. But you could always go talk to him. He was there all those years ago, after all. Maybe he'll know something.
Huh, I was just about to pay him a visit at the hotel.
Edgar? Who's that?
The person you've been trying to guess this whole time. The flower expert in charge of the exhibition. He's also the most respected and experienced perfumer in the area.
Dang, okay.
Back when he was still working in Fontaine, Auguste was his creation.
I should also mention, he was my teacher, the one who taught me the basics of perfumery when I apprenticed in Sumeru.
Dang, okay.
So this guy was a famous perfumer in Fontaine, but then he came to Sumeru to teach people from Fontaine? It sounds confusing.
It's a long story. If you're interested, we can talk more about it when we see him. He should be staying near the hotel.
Okay. I'm guessing the hotel is up there, so we'll just have to teleport up. I'm suddenly reminded of the time everyone was shipping Sucrose and Kale. Well, that's the event was really cute and precious, and even if it was just a friendship, it was a really cute little, like, relationship development that happened between them.
Oh, look at all the flowers!
Apparently, the exhibitor paid a large sum to rent out the hotel and surrounding buildings. They're being used as temporary storage facilities and lodging for exhibition personnel.
Seems a bit excessive.
Yeah, what if guests come early? They won't have anywhere to stay. Also, renting out this big of a hotel, how are they gonna make that Mora back?
Seems like they might have Mora to burn.
It's been so long. I almost didn't recognize you, Edgar.
Did you ship them? That sounded very defensive. Yeah. I did. I thought it would be really cute. Also, you know what I just remembered regarding that quest? You know what I just remembered regarding that quest? What the frick happened with that bottle that had the weird spectral dust? The thing that was like remnants of Kale's power? What the frick happened to that, huh? It's been like almost a year and a half. Where did that go? What tests were done on it? Did anything come of it? Are we going to find out when we finally go to Snezhnaya? I have questions.
Well, you and your brother haven't changed a bit.
Oh, yeah. All this catching up is nice and all, but let's get down to business. We need to talk about Kiria. Is he?
Kiryu? No, Kiria.
Hold on. We have guests.
It's nice to see you again, Master.
Emilie? Is that you? Oh, it's been years. Look at you. You're all grown up.
Also, I really enjoy this like headpiece Emilie has with the veil and how it comes down. Really like it. Calling Dr. to check her up. No! Sucrose had the bottle. Voice starts echoing in her head. It's me! This is what it sounds like in my head. There's a lot of empty space. Oh, but there's a new furniture piece here. When did this chair get here? That's new. Sucrose uses it to build a bioweapon to solo the heavenly principles. Oh, that would be hilarious. It's like a dead, like a super intense battle, and then Sucrose comes. She's like, "Don't worry, traveler. I have just the thing you need," and then pulls out like this huge can. Is like, "Don't worry, I got it."
I've heard you've become quite the famous perfumer in Fontaine. It would seem the student has surpassed the master.
Oh, well, it's all thanks to your mentorship.
Ah, hardly. I taught you the basics. Hearing you call me master, well, I'm not sure I'm deserving of that title. I've taught many students here in Sumeru over the years, but I've yet to see one turn out quite as accomplished as you. You're the only one who can take credit for that success. And who are these two? I don't recall you mentioning them in your letter.
Ah, they're my new friends, the Traveler and Paimon.
Pleasure to meet you, Mr. Edgar.
Emilie's friends. Well then, the pleasure is all mine.
And these two gentlemen? Are they friends of yours, Master?
Well, okay then.
Of course. We're perfume merchants from Fontaine. I'm Oud, and this here is my younger brother, Blaze. Edgar and the two of us are old friends. Isn't that right, gentlemen?
Well, yes.
Merchant brothers?
You must be here to look for the August flower then.
Huh?
Well, what respectable perfume merchant hasn't heard of Auguste? Anyone in the business would be interested in the rumors.
I'm guessing you're here for the same reason, Emily. We were just about to get into it, so you three might as well join in. I commissioned a few eremites to do some scouting for me. They searched all over Sumeru, but there were no sightings of the Auguste flower. That being said, there are people in Port Ormos who claim to have smelled a unique fragrance on the streets. Definitely floral, but still distinct. Some of them were merchants who lived in Fontaine 20 years ago. According to them, the fragrance smelled exactly like the Auguste they remember from back then.
Exactly. Well, here's the thing. Smell is actually one of the better part, like... What am I trying to say? Smell helps, like, is one of the more distinct things in memory. Smell is something that lasts longer than a lot of things that help retain your memory. Smell memory, good memory. Yes. Yes. It is so prominent. So at first I was like, over time they could have forgotten it, but smell is literally so powerful that if you smell something that smells exactly the same years ago, it can like help resurface. Like I say resurface because in my mind the thing I'm thinking about the most is To the Moon, but even outside of that, it just really is impactful that way. I haven't experienced that myself. I personally have, but something that usually is also very prominent for me is sounds. Like there's one sound there in particular that just brings up this. I don't want to. It's kind of nostalgic, but like when I hear it, this sound, I can like be put back in time with that sound. For example, like my sound that does that, I used to live by I used to live by some really old trains, and I would hear them go in the middle of the night, and so I could hear their horn. That horn is forever embedded in my brain. Forever. And I haven't heard it like in recent years because I live around that area anymore. But if I ever hear a sound like that, no matter where I go, I could be in a completely different state. If I hear that exact same sound, I will be brought back in time mentally. Also, I just have to call out the freaking strapping Klee to solo Heavenly Principles. And then, wait, spoilers aren't allowed! Maybe cicadas do that for me, but I feel it more if I go to places. That's fair. That's fair. Where I am, I haven't had the chance to... I didn't grow up with cicadas, so that's not a sound for me. But, like, that's the thing, is that there's sounds that people grew up with that will stick to them. And that can also work with smells, if there was a smell that really stood out at a certain point. But sometimes, that might not even happen. But sometimes, there are certain smells that, man, I will feel like I am 14 again. All right, tangents aside.
A one-of-a-kind, divine, and noble scent.
Maybe someone around here just happens to have a bottle of Auguste from back then.
No, I don't think so. I doubt that's the case. Even if someone had a bottle that was never opened, the fragrance of the perfume would have changed over time. Very few perfumes can go decades without a change in scent. Auguste is even more prone to that kind of shift. Only a few bottles still exist in Fontaine, and their scent would have completely degraded by now. Although, could there be a flower out there with a similar fragrance? Or in accord with the same base notes?
Impossible! If Auguste were that easy to replicate, it would never have sold for such a high price all those years ago. The Auguste flower is back. It has to be.
Technically speaking, The scent wouldn't be impossible to imitate.
Well, let's table that question for now. Edgar, did any of those people mention where the scent was coming from?
No. By the time they realized they had smelled something, the scent was already gone. If I hadn't asked about it, they probably wouldn't have given the experience a second thought. Compared to things we see and hear, smells can be much easier to overlook.
It almost sounds like someone wearing the Auguste fragrance passed them on the street.
Wait, are you saying...
Just thinking out loud. Don't pay me any mind.
We don't have much to go off of right now, but we can't rule out that possibility. I'll send some more people to investigate. You all traveled so far to be here. Why don't you rest in the hotel for a bit? Oud, Blaze, this is the key to your room.
Ooh, you've got the keys to the rooms? Do we get free lodging too?
My apologies. All the rooms in the hotel are accounted for, I'm afraid. Most are being used for storage ahead of the exhibition, you see.
I don't know who to believe. Like, obviously, the Oud and Blaze guy, they're very suspicious, obviously. But there's moments where he says something, and I'm also a little sus, a little suspicious. But I don't know. Maybe he could just be completely honest. I just don't trust anyone.
I managed to tidy up one of the rooms for these two at the last minute, but by the time Emilie wrote to me, there was no more space left for her to stay.
Oh, and we just showed up out of the blue. Guess that means there's definitely no space for us.
I should have been more considerate. Here I am with an entire hotel at my disposal and no place to offer you to stay, even after you made the trip all the way to Sumeru.
Guess we sleep in the teapot. That's like, we do have a portable hotel, guys. We'll be okay. We'll be okay. I decorate my teapots. We'll be just fine.
Don't worry, Master. I can sleep on the boat tonight. Or I could even camp in the wild. It would give me the opportunity to collect some plant specimens while I'm here in Sumeru.
Familiar with Sumeru's wilderness. I'll come with.
Ah, even better. Although, would it be possible for me to leave some of my luggage here? It would be rather cumbersome to take it camping. It shouldn't take up too much space.
Well, about that.
Seems like Edgar and the others don't want anyone to stay near the hotel. But they're also trying not to arouse suspicion. I'm not just imagining things, am I? No, girl, same. Same. We're on the same page. You're doing great.
Of course, no trouble at all. My brother and I will keep an eye on them for you, as long as you don't mind, mademoiselle.
All right, then. Oud, why don't you take Emilie inside and find a suitable place for her luggage? I'll prepare some refreshments and join you in a bit.
All sus. All of them. All sus. They're all suspicious. Lock them up. That mustache gives it away.
Offer you a room.
It's all right, Master. I know it was sudden.
I'll be sure to make it up to you with a nice cup of tea.
I do like how we are seeing like all these different flowers out and about, you know? Oh, excuse me. Happened to me recently. I recognized a smell, took over my brain. This game has given me trust issues. I know, right? Like, there's moments where I'm like, I should know. I should know who to trust and who not to. But man, I still second guess myself all the time. Whoa! I can't examine anything in here, but... Oh, wait, flower stand. Oh, that looks familiar. The stand displays various flowers from various nations. Looking at the flower pot in the middle, the soil seems to have been disturbed recently. If we could pick the flowers, I would immediately... Gotta add it to my collection. Guys, I only have a couple hundred of these flowers. I need so much more. I need more. You don't understand. How many of these do I actually have? Yeah, see? Only 378 glaze lilies. Only 851 silk flowers. What am I doing? What am I doing? Patisara, only 200 Patisaras? Disgraceful. Only 100 rainbow roses and only 171 Lumido spells. Seriously. How dare. Can I yoink some Nakuweed, please? Not even kept on that. No. I'm one of those people who I play games and I usually try to grab everything I can, but then I get to a certain point where I'm like, I have a couple of hundred of these, I'll be fine.
Whoa, the smell of flowers is so strong. Didn't Edgar say he tidied up around here? There's still so many flowers. Paimon took a peek through the window earlier and his house was packed with flowers. Looks like this exhibition is gonna be huge.
Do all perfumers have houses filled with flowers?
No, that's a florist thing. We work closely with the essential oils of various plants. But to maintain a sharp sense of smell, most perfumers prefer to keep their homes free of strong odors.
Interesting. Daily sweet flower route. I also don't really cook that much in-game. But that's also just because I like using healers. We also took a peek through the window. Totally didn't crash in and check everything. Totally didn't do that. I've been hunting bugs and green pit lizards. Ooh!
Oh, guess there's just too much to store for the exhibition then.
What's behind this door?
Oh, this room seems to be a connected suite, and my brother will be staying on the other side of the suite. Blaze, while you're out, why don't you bring our luggage over as well? Blaze!
Yes, of course.
All right, then. Where can we find your luggage, mademoiselle? Blaze will go fetch it for you.
It's still at the port. In addition to some daily necessities, there's also a case of amber wine that I brought back from Fontaine. Could I trouble you to bring that back as well? It would be the perfect way to repay you for your hospitality.
Do I detect a little bit of scheming on your part, Emilie?
How generous. I should thank you on my brother's behalf. You stumbled upon his weakness. He's aloof about most things, but alcohol is his one true love.
Is that so?
Amber wine. Now that's a Fontaine specialty I've never heard of before.
Mr. Ood, Mr. Blaze, thanks for...
Hey! What are you doing?
That's Master's voice.
Quick, let's go see what's going on. Did he get kidnapped? Well, not before we look around the place, because if he got kidnapped, there's nothing much we could do. We could go into his room. Oh. Yeah, that's definitely gonna come into play later. Sorry, Edgar, it's soupy time. Listen, you'll be fine. You'll be fine, right? You'll be fine. You detect a unique fragrance.
Edgar!
See, he's fine.
Master!
There was a bottle on the ground.
Hey, Edgar! Are you all right? Can you hear me?
Who did this?
Kyria. August.
Kyria.
Hey, Edgar? Edgar!
He's still breathing.
No, don't shake him. He's injured. Just leave him to me. You two can...
We'll investigate the scene. We'll try to see where the culprit went.
Oh, thank you.
Flower. The flower. Oh my gosh. Look how pretty Emilie's dress is on the ground. That's so pretty. Ah.
skin is flushed, pupils are dilated, but he's still breathing.
Maybe, I don't know. It's so pretty!
That strange smell around here. Is it coming from this bottle?
Only a small amount of liquid is left inside the bottle, and streaks of residue can be seen on both the mouth and the sides of the vessel. Seems like someone forcibly poured out whatever was inside the bottle. I have a feeling the liquid in this bottle is...
Really? You think so?
Alright, what else do we got? You two.
I checked. It doesn't look like anyone passed through here.
Oh, but that's impossible. It's not like that kid can just grow some wings and fly away.
That kid?
Oh, the culprit, I mean. It's not like the culprit could have just disappeared into thin air.
Mm-hmm. That kid. Emilie's design kind of felt unusual at first, but it's one of my favorites now. I'll be honest, like, I see a lot of people hating on Emilie's design, like, leading up to it. I thought it was fine, personally. Like, there is one aspect of the design that is a little weird, and I will admit it is, like, her chest area. I will admit that aspect of her design is a little weird. But, like, literally everything else I have loved. A detective time. Played too many murder mysteries for this. I'm ready.
Do you think whoever did this was hiding in the flowers before they attacked Edgar?
There are no footprints in the flower beds, and it doesn't look like any of the branches or leaves have been disturbed. Unless the culprit was your size, that'd be pretty difficult. Unless they were a kid.
True.
Never look at that region. Unfortunately, because I've been online, I saw a lot of people calling out and pointing and being like,
Well,
look, it's weird!
Over, but the only clue we found was that bottle.
The most important thing we can do now is focus our efforts on treating Master. Can you help me move him inside?
Absolutely. Sorry. Maybe I shouldn't have called it out.
What's he doing?
When I administered emergency treatment, I discovered a residue in his nose and mouth. Master was most likely forced to ingest a certain liquid. He's still unconscious, and inducing vomiting could obstruct his airways. We'll have to look into other clues for now.
We found this bottle just now.
Ah, yes. The scent is the same, but the chemical composition is still unclear. We'll have to do further tests to determine if it's the same liquid and how toxic it is to the human body. But first, I do believe there are two people who could shed some light on the situation. Mr. Sylvain, Mr. Lucien.
Ooh, real names!
Wait, you know...
Hey, were you talking to us, mademoiselle? I'm afraid we'd never heard of those names before.
Before arriving in Sumeru, I asked a friend from the Special Patrol to look into the creators of Auguste. There were 4 people in total. The perfumer, Edgar, the one thrust into the limelight, and 3 others. A researcher from Sumeru responsible for cultivating the Auguste flower, and 2 merchant brothers responsible for promoting the product on the market. The 2 brothers capitalized on the mythos surrounding Auguste. Their actions lured in numerous speculators and profiteers, inflating the price of Auguste even further. In the end, they were sent to the Fortress of Meripede for falsifying their accounts and destabilizing the market. If you do the math, they should be out of prison by now.
Dang, okay.
And what does that have to do with us? There are countless merchant families in Fontaine. You gonna accuse them of being criminals too?
Every time your brother called you Blaze, it took you several seconds to respond. But when I called you Lucien just now, the name registered immediately.
Miss Emilie, out of respect for your position as a famous perfumer in Fontaine, I'm inclined to believe that was simply a poor attempt at humor.
You're trying to use this as a way to get us to back out, and it's not gonna work.
You have a bright future ahead of you. You wouldn't want to develop a reputation as someone who throws around false accusations, especially among merchant circles.
You claim to be regular perfume merchants, and yet, when I brought up amber wine, you took it to be alcohol.
What?
Just as I thought. I'm so happy. It took me a while, but I'm so happy I caught on that she was scheming something.
Amber wine is a perfume I created several years ago. It wasn't particularly renowned, but I'm certain any respectable perfume merchant in Fontaine would know of it. Unless, until recently, they were living somewhere completely cut off from the perfume world. Somewhere like the Fortress of Meripede, perhaps?
Let's go!
Emilie, you little.
Don't even think about it.
Don't misunderstand, Mr. Sylvain. I don't bring this up to criticize you. No matter what happened all those years ago, the court has already passed its judgment. But Master's life is in danger. We need to learn whatever we can about the person who has done this. If Master's attack had something to do with Auguste, I would imagine the two of you might also be in danger. So I'd like to trouble you for some information, if I may. Tell me about Kyria.
Gosh, that whole sequence just made me love Emilie so much more. I'm not even gonna lie. She's smart, she's intelligent, she stands her grounds, and yet she's super considerate. What a queen. I like that they're reusing the potion assets from that event, right? I'm glad they're able to use stuff to help them create more content. And she's I can't. I know, you're good.
Fine, as you wish.
Yay!
Sylvain,
Lucian, if this will help us find Kyria, then it will be all worth it. Besides, we've already told most of the stuff to the Maison Orderly anyway. You were right, Miss Emilie. There were 4 of us at the beginning. Myself, Lucian, Edgar, and a researcher from Sumeru in charge of flower cultivation, Vijava. Sometime down the road, the Marechaussee Phantom came knocking, saddled us with a list of accusations, and started looking into our books. Oh, they did their meddling, and my brother Edgar and I were forced to serve time in the fortress as a result.
Sounds like he's still upset about that. Wait, then how did Edgar end up in Sumeru?
Master was convicted as an accomplice, so he only had to serve a few years. He decided to move to Sumeru so that he could put those events behind him. Still, Master was depressed for a long time after that. He stopped making new perfumes and focused on introducing students to the craft instead. That's how I met him. My parents had to relocate to Sumeru for work when I was a child, so I had the chance to study under him for a little while. But we can talk about that some other time. I want to hear more about this researcher, Vijava.
Like us, Vijava was also staring down an investigation from the Marechaussee Phantom. But before the Phantom showed up at her door, she set all the flower beds on fire, along with much of the mora we managed to earn. All the Auguste flowers, everything we worked to create, was reduced to nothing but a pile of ash.
Huh. So that's how a lot of them went extinct.
But destroying all that evidence, wouldn't that make things worse for her?
It didn't matter at that point, because she died in the fire as well.
Oh.
What?
Oh. I see. Oops.
sounds like you did an investigation of your own. Why even ask us if you knew all of this already?
So far, Kyria's name still hasn't come up.
The
I'm
name
gonna adjust
wasn't
my mic.
mentioned in any of the files I reviewed either. But you two seem quite familiar with him.
Kyria was Vijava's younger brother. He was just a clueless kid back then. Somewhere in his teens, I think. He helped his sister with her work sometimes, but that was pretty much it. He didn't have any idea what we were doing. Vijava kept him close most of the time. The three of us were probably the only ones who even knew she had a brother. After our operation was compromised, he disappeared. There were no signs of him until recently, when people started saying the August flower had reappeared in Sumeru.
So, you think Kyria took something with him back then? Something that allowed him to reproduce the August flower?
Vijava doted on the kid like you wouldn't believe. She even told us to give her cut to her brother if anything happened to her. If she left something behind before she died, believe me, Kyria's the one that has it.
And judging by the liquid in that bottle, the August flower wasn't the only thing he reproduced. He managed to replicate the perfume itself.
So the liquid Edgar was forced to ingest really was August. Wait, does that mean August is poison?
Poison? No. Of course not. No perfume is meant to be ingested. Even small amounts can be dangerous, let alone ingesting a whole bottle at once. If August could be considered a poison, we wouldn't have even sold half a bottle back then. Edgar fell unconscious because Kyria forced him to drink perfume. It just happened to be August.
Strange. Sylvain seems nervous all of a sudden. Why did Kyria attack Edgar?
He probably thought we had something to do with his sister's death. But to tell you the truth, I have no idea why she did all that. We're not looking for Kyria because we have it out for him. We just wanted to see how he was doing. And, if possible, work together to bring back August.
Sure, bud.
We only went to prison for a bit of fraud and market manipulation. It had nothing to do with the product itself. As long as we keep things honest this time around, bringing the product back to market would almost be like honoring his sister's memory.
Do I even have to say it at this point?
So that's why you never mentioned Kyria during your interrogation?
Yes, exactly. We were just looking out for the kid.
Anyway, that's all we know. If you're looking for information on what's in August, or what to do if you ingest it, there are only two people to ask. Edgar or Kyria himself.
Well, at least we're able to say for certain that the substance Edgar ingested was in fact August. That gives us a direction for further testing. Well then, I'd say that was a very enlightening discussion.
Well, glad to hear it. Lucian, let's head back to the room and rest a bit. With everything that's happened, there are things that need reconsidering.
All right, fine. Thanks for the hydrate.
Yes, of course.
They're suspicious, right? They're still hiding something, right? Right?
You think so too?
100%.
That does seem to be the case. Pity we don't have more evidence. But based on Sylvain's tone of voice just now, I suspect further questioning will only result in more made-up answers.
The way you exposed them like that, just based on a hunch, that was genius!
Are you really just a perfumer who looks after people in your spare time?
Oh, right. Earlier you said you were only sort of a doctor, and that your patients were unusual.
Oh yes, that's because most of the patients I encounter are already dead.
Yeah. There was a little bit of a hint in some of the trailers. Well, not really a hint. It was pretty blatant in some of the trailers. And I was hoping it could be like actual canon and we would touch on it. Oh, this makes me so happy.
So you're a forensic doctor?
Yes! Oh, that's so cool! A forensics doctor that uses perfume? I think that's so freaking cool!
Close. I'm actually a forensic cleaner.
Cleaner!
Once
That's
the
even better!
forensic team and the Marachese Phantom are done collecting evidence from the scene, I'm in charge of clearing away the final traces my patients leave on the world. In fact, with just a small alteration to the formula, the same tincture used as the base of perfume can also be made into a cleaning agent. Basically, there are two sides to forensics. those who collect evidence to expose the truth, and those who clean up the smells, bloodstains, and other substances left behind at the scene. I've learned a lot in my line of work, and I've witnessed a lot of death. But this time, we may still save the patient.
Wait, did you say Gonta POV? Sorry, that caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting a Danganronpa reference today.
Actually, Traveler, could I trouble you to report back to Tainari and the officers at Port Ormos? We should update them on the situation.
Will do.
I'll stay here and continue to look after Master. Now that we have a sample of Auguste, I'm hoping further analysis won't be too difficult.
Woo, heck yeah. All right, let's talk to you
Master
again.
looks a lot older than when I last saw him. I just hope he can hold on.
Yeah, when you get older, it gets a little bit harder. You're not exactly on your side to recover quickly anymore. Nightbot. Also, that reminds me, I think it was you, Chizu. Not to call you out, but you gifted a sub to Nightbot, I think, the other day. Thank you for that. Best spot. I'm kind of trying to look into a way to see if I can get Nightbot to run, while both on Twitch and YouTube while I stream. I'm working on that though. Oh no. Oh, that's fine. Overworking. Why don't you? To be fair, some streamers would argue that I'm not utilizing Nightbot to its full potential because all I really do is have like a few commands and then Nightbot just kind of like lets people know that I'm doing the story, please keep talking, but just don't be mad if I don't respond to your chats. But there's people who use Nightbots for like timers to like advertise their VOD channel, which I was thinking of doing, or like their other socials, or like their videos. I should probably utilize it for.
Did something happen?
What? Edgar was attacked. He's the most famous perfumer in the region. Someone who's helped countless people around Port Ormos. How could this happen?
You gotta increase his pay. No, you're so right. I should increase Nightbot's pay. You know, if you're working harder, you should get more pay.
Sheriff, have you received any reports of a suspicious individual fleeing through the bazaar?
No, but we've got eyes all over the area. I'm sure someone's seen Kiria. I'll start gathering my forces. We won't let him get away.
What about you, Tainari? Do you have a plan?
I'm sure the sheriff can handle things over at the scene, and I doubt Emilie needs my help looking after Mr. Edgar.
But she said she's not a real doctor.
Man, you know what's not to derail, but this song currently. I'm so nostalgic for it right now. Oh my gosh! Crazy Crib, thank you so much for the raid! Thank you! Thank you so much! How are you all doing? Hope you're all doing good today. Hold on, let me do a quick shout out. I think this is my command. Oh shoot, is that on it? Hold on, what's my command? No, let me shout out! That's it. Okay, hold on. Hey! Hold on. Drazzy? Is it Drazzy or Drazzy? Okay, that should be it. Hi, welcome! You were also playing Genshin. What were you doing, if I could ask? What were you doing? I hope your stream went well. Welcome, everybody. Inazuma quest. You're in Inazuma. Wait, are you going through Inazuma, like, the story for the first time? New to Genshin. Really? I hope you're enjoying your time with Genshin. I've been a very long time player. And I've personally enjoyed it, so I hope you're liking it. Welcome. Thank you so much for the raid. We're currently going through the new characters quest, Emilie's quest. Feel free to sit back and lurk if you need to. I know after streams it can be a little tired. you could be a little tired, but thank you so much for the raid. There's tons of content for new people. There's so much. I had a friend who recently got into Genshin, and like, I'm like, listen, take your time. There's literally so much to do. There's years of content to do. Years! There's so much to this game. And it's all free! Dang. Took me an entire year to catch up. It's massive. Like, you can catch up on the main story, like, fairly quick if you just, like, refocus on that. I say fairly quick. It'll take you, like, weeks to catch up on the main story. But, like, catching up on everything there's so much, dude. So much. New players think there's a lot of content. Meanwhile, old players think there's not enough. I still have 2 islands of Inazuma to explore. Dude, right? I'll be honest. One of my personal favorite island of Inazuma gets unlocked after you finish the Inazuma Archon quests, I believe. I don't think you could go there. I forget when it actually gets unlocked. My favorite island is Surumi Island, personally. I love the story of Surumi Island so much. I started at 3.0, only recently ran out of content. Dang! Congrats! Wait, 3.8. So it's almost been a year for you, right, Ann? You've almost been playing for a year, right? But yeah, as you said, Chizu, there's so many old players that feel like there's not enough content, and I feel kind of, I don't know, my opinion is if people feel like there's no content and they're running out, it's okay to, like, take a break from the game and do other stuff. Because there's so much for new players to do. There's a ton of content. Also, I just feel like, you know, people should take their time with the content. But that's me. I think 1 year in like a week? Oh my gosh, it's almost your year anniversary! That's exciting! My Genshin anniversary, I guess, will be in like November or something. Yeah. I have been playing this game for a very, very long time. All right. I'm going to continue with the quest now. If, for those who rated in, if you don't want spoilers, I understand. But if you don't mind spoilers, feel free to stick around. Look at Amber and you'll know. Yeah. I know. Was it November? I'll have to double check later.
Then she was far too modest. She may not be a doctor by trade, but she has a deeper understanding of human anatomy and pharmacology than most scholars from the Amurta Darshan. Not to mention the fact that Mr. Edgar's condition is related to perfume. Emilie is certainly in the best position to help him. As for me, I'll head to the academia and see what I can learn about Vijava and Kirya.
Oh, that's right! Vijava was supposed to be a scholar from Sumeru. Do you recognize the name?
From Emilie's letter, certainly, but that was the first time I'd heard of it. The academia produces a lot of scholars, and there are plenty of graduates who choose to pursue a career outside their darshan. I didn't have time to look into it earlier, but now it seems like Vijava's past could be critical to getting to the bottom of what happened to Mr. Edgar. I have friends in Sumeru City that can help me investigate. With any luck, we'll have news to share by tomorrow. I'll leave you and Emilie to watch over things here in Port Ormos.
Okay. Wait until the next day. All right, guess we're waiting. I started 6 months in, only started Genshin because a streamer I watched was being sponsored and changed my life. Oh, that's a fun story. I think I've talked about it before, but since we've got some new viewers, I will say my introduction to Genshin is I had a bunch of friends that were obsessed with the game. They really loved it. I did not want to play this game at all. I saw it was a gacha game, and I saw that it had microtransactions, and I hate microtransactions. I do not like microtransactions. I think they're incredibly predatory, and a lot of companies just use it for a quick buck, and yada, yada, yada. But I had a friend who would stream Genshin a bit, and I wanted to support them, so I would have their stream up on the background, and would watch them. And there were parts when I was watching it where I was like, wait, there's actually, this isn't like a lot of gacha games I've seen in the past. You can, it's like an RPG, and you can just play the RPG without spending money. And it's just a base game with all this all this stuff that is completely free, not behind a paywall. And I was like, okay, not that bad. And it really like grew on me, the fact that it was basically a game, like an actual game. And then my friend got to the cutscene where it was an event, and we saw my favorite character of all time in it for the first time. And it was a quick 5-second clip, not really 5 seconds, like a minute clip of, you know, him attempting to, he was approaching you to attack you, but you got whisked away. I watched that cutscene and I was like, no, I need to know everything about this guy. And I started playing because of that, because I was like, wow, it's a base game, and who is this character? I need to know. And now I have him. So if you're wondering why I went all out to freaking C6 this guy, he's the reason I have started basically. That and my oh. Alright, let me go to the next day. Genshin's my last gotcha. I love it. I feel like it gets so much hate, but it actually does a lot of good to me. I didn't know anything about Genshin. I thought if it keeps me busy for an hour, that's good enough. And suddenly I was AR-58. Isn't it wild how time flies? My intro was day one, and I wanted more Zelda Breath of the Wild. That's fair. There's a lot of similarities between the two. Streamer was co-oping with viewers, so I speedran to AR-16 just so I could join. Oh, really? That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Not every streamer, I feel like, can, like, co-op with viewers, because sometimes when you co-op with viewers, especially with how stuff is now, back then I think it might have been a little bit easier. You never know what viewers will say in the chat. In-game. Although it says there's a lot of stuff.
Things weren't looking good with Emily's master yesterday. We should check on things at the hotel first.
Okay, back to the hotel. I have a thing against Wanderer. Oh, I know you do. I just really love my toxic characters. I'll say Tevet's Starline preview 3 years ago was the biggest reason I stayed. Fell in love with Lenny and Lynette immediately. Yeah, when I finally watched that and I saw like everything they had planned, I was really excited, especially because how they had all these different cultural inspirations. I was very excited for it, which is all the more reason why I'm a little. I have to wait to see what they do with Natlan, but the characters do disappoint me because of what I said earlier. How's Edgar?
No longer in critical condition, thankfully.
That's good.
He's still very weak, but with a bit more rest, he should regain consciousness soon. My chemical analysis of a goose also went smoothly, although it certainly raised some questions.
Questions?
I was able to identify the components that give the substance its fragrance, but I also noticed an abnormal trace of elemental energy in the sample.
Elemental energy?
Hard to say. It was such a minute amount, proportionally speaking, like mixing a single drop of perfume into the ocean. I had to use one of the newest tests developed in recent years to even detect the traces present in the sample. Unless you were abnormally sensitive to elemental energy, I doubt it would have any effect, even if you use the product every day for 10 years. As for whether Master's condition was caused by the elemental energy present in the sample or some other component of the perfume, it's still too early to say.
Hold on, let me reread this. Minute proportion. Had to use one of the newest tests to detect traces. Normal. I doubt it would have had any effect. Okay. Interesting. Water did nothing wrong except, you know, murder, another murder, and more murder. If he didn't blame dead people, I might have felt better. I mean, I'll be honest. That's one reason why I like him. Because it's such a twisted way of thinking. I love it. I love it. Started my journey to C6 Lenny and Lynette. When she was a 5-star, I was kind of disappointed. And she caused me more buddies than, or primos than Lenny. Yeah, C6ing a 4-star can be really hard.
Oh, that reminds Paimon. Did Tainari come and find you? maybe we could ask him to take a look.
I received a message from him last night, but I haven't heard anything since. The message said he was looking into some information at the academia.
Oh, Paimon thought he might have stopped by to see you first. Excuse me? Is Miss Emilie here?
Oh, Kale!
Oh, perfect! Familiar faces! Traveler, Paimon, you're here too!
Oh my gosh, I wasn't expecting to see Kale.
Ah, of course. Tainari's apprentice. He's mentioned you many times. It's a pleasure to finally meet you.
Hey, also, we were on the topic of this earlier, so I'm just curious, Kale, did Sucrose ever tell you about the test that happened? The weird vial of the weird energy that you had back in the Wind Blue Festival? Did you ever hear back about that, or not? Just curious.
And please, no need for formalities. Emily is just fine.
Oh, okay. Nice to meet you too, Miss, Emily.
She's so sweet.
Did Tainari send you here, Kale? Yep. Master and the others went through decades worth of records last night, and still haven't had a chance to rest. I'm fast on my feet, so it only made sense for me to come and give you an update. Anyway, based on what they've reviewed so far, they believe there's no indication that a researcher by the name of Vijava ever passed through the academia.
Could it have been an alias?
Master considered that possibility as well, but the name wasn't the only dead end. Master tried to track down people with a similar research direction or background, but also couldn't find a match. How is that possible?
Maybe her identity as a researcher from Sumeru was a ruse.
It's starting to seem very likely. If we want to figure out her true identity, I'm afraid another conversation with those two merchants might be our only...
Hey! Lucian!
Another attack!
It's Sylvain! Wait, you don't think Kirio came back, do you?
I do!
That seems impossible.
Never mind!
If someone came in or out of the hotel just now, we would have seen them.
Let's go inside to check. I just had a thought. What if they're blaming it on Kiria, when in actuality, the three of them are planning something, and they're inflicting this on themselves?
It's locked?
Wait, it's locked? I'll break it open. Door gives way with a bang, and you enter the room.
Lucian! Lucian! Come on! Wake up!
Is he going to be okay?
Emilie, my brother, he's gonna be okay, right? He's just unconscious. Like what happened to Edgar?
I'm sorry, Mr. Sylvain. But we were too late this time.
Wait, what?
No, that's not possible.
Well, unless you were diabolical, I don't think you would do that to your sibling. Never mind.
Traveler, Kale, Mr. Sylvain has gone through a huge shock. He needs some space to calm down. Could one of you take him next door? It's not good for him to look at his brother's body like this.
Of course. Leave it to me.
I'll notify the sheriff.
Thank you both. Mr. Sylvain, let's get you up. Here, take my hand. Nice and slow. We'll take things from here. Just focus on getting some rest. Here, this way.
Poor guy. He's like a shell of his former self. He may have made some bad decisions in life, but right now, Paimon can't help but feel sorry for him.
Good person or bad, the death of a loved one is equally painful. All the moments he shared with his brother, every hardship and triumph they endured together, are now memories he has to carry alone.
Maybe that's what Kiria wanted.
If Kiria really was behind this, then what exactly did he do to Lucian?
Lucian can no longer speak, but the traces left behind by his death most certainly can. Traveler, I've got things covered here at the scene. I'll leave you to contact the sheriff.
Sheriff,
Who would have
Sham?
thought? Yesterday's case is still up in the
Shame?
air, and now this happens.
Dang, I wasn't actually expecting there to be an NPC death in Emilie's quest, although because she is a forensic, has a forensic job, I guess it makes sense, but I genuinely wasn't expecting it.
Miss Emily, I heard you're an experienced forensic doctor. Have you been able to discover anything?
Oh, I'm not actually a forensic doctor. I just happen to have some relevant knowledge. I did take a look, though. Judging by the temperature and rigidity of the body, it appears the time of death was sometime last night. I'd have to do a more thorough investigation to find out more.
Then, would you mind helping us investigate? Before he left, Tainari said we could trust your judgment if something like this were to happen.
Of course, I appreciate your trust. Many of the traces left behind at the scene will fade with time, so the sooner we investigate, the better.
We'll help too. We don't know much about dead bodies, but you can leave the other clues to us.
Oh, okay. Let's talk to the sheriff.
To tell you the truth, the exhibition has left us quite short-handed. We're lucky to have your help.
Problem. Happy to help. Okay, flowers. Corners are filled with flowers from different nations. The fragrance is incredibly strong. Ooh, we are doing a murder investigation. Oh, this makes me so excited! The door leads to the hallway. The lock broke when we forced our way in. The door was probably locked last night.
And the windows are shut tight too. Seems like the only way to get in would have been through Sylvain's room.
Not looking good, I'm not gonna lie. For Sylvain. But he could have been framed as well. Incest slowly rising into the air. It seems familiar somehow. The amount of Fremos over the years was more than I expected. Wasn't actually expecting to see 6 when I started saving them. No, because of how much stuff is there, I mean, that's what I did. I was super light spender and I was able to see 6 Wanderer. It is possible, but not a lot of people do it, or really, not a lot of people. It takes a lot of work to be able to do it, so I understand why not everyone can do it. I know someone who's also an expert in I know someone who's also an expert in dead bodies, if you can handle him. What? Is this a reference to something? So I'll be honest, the only thing coming to my mind right now is Frankenstein. Alright, let me look at this luggage. Bag is stuffed with clothes and other daily necessities. A certain doctor. Oh! Are you talking about Dottore? I should have picked that up. Okay. Heavy. Emily?
Pupils are dilated, skin is flushed. No overt external injuries or signs of a struggle.
You guys think, genuine question, do you think Dottore will become playable? Or do you think he will be viewed as too evil for people to make as a playable character? I would love for Dottore to be playable personally, but do you think it will happen? Space inside the cabinet is divided into various compartments. It doesn't look like a person could hide in there. We're gonna ice him.
Well, looks like we've investigated as much as we can. Let's go report back to Emily and Sham.
I'll fly to China. When Varka becomes playable. One day, Varka will become playable, guys. Kinda want Wanderer to take him out. That would be sweet justice. You and your evil characters can be really good. Listen, full disclosure, I know everyone. But I love them. Didn't mean to hit that.
So,
Columbia. Ooh, same. I support people's rights and people's wrongs. We support everybody here. There's no signs of forced entry. The only way would have been through Sylvain's room.
Paimon can show you. Here, it'd be something like this.
You were leaning back? Oh, I was also clapping. I was basically saying, we support everybody here. Just FYI, sometimes your mic goes quiet. That's what I was afraid of. Okay, I can fix that. Cause, I think it's this. I think it's this. Hold on, let me test something. Noise gate. Something like that, yeah. Technically, I do have a noise gate, but I haven't adjusted it. What I have something set up where I try to have it, at least with my old mic, I had it set up in a way where it could still capture some of my quieter sounds, but at the time I was also talking really freaking loud. But it also wouldn't catch my keyboard. But I've done a few tests, and I'm noticing that no matter what I do, you guys are gonna, if I turn it in my settings in a way where you guys can catch some of my lower voices, you'll be able to hear my keyboard. So that's what I've been trying to avoid, but because of how this mic is set up, I might just have to adjust it so that you guys might just end up hearing my keyboard more, unfortunately. But is this okay? Is my voice still going, like, kind of quiet, or is not so much anymore? Because I did try to decrease the threshold so that it picks up more. So, let me know. Can you guys keep me updated when it happens again? Because I noticed it last night when I was watching the VOD of Stray that it does happen sometimes. So I'm trying to catch when it happens and figure it out, because this mic is a directional mic, and so I have to speak at it in a certain angle. And when I don't, like if I talk over here, you can tell that I don't really pick up very well, but if I talk directly in it, I sound better. So I'm just trying, since it's a new microphone, I am trying to figure out, like, change my behavior now that it's new, so that, like, if I'm looking at chat, you guys can still hear me when I'm looking at you guys. And then if I'm looking at the game, you can still hear me. So it happened when you read The Evil Complex. Okay. You and your okay, yeah. I think I read it. I think I read it like here. So that's why it probably felt too far away instead of like reading it here. I think. Microphones, they're fun. I am also trying to position it in a way because this mic has bad plosives. Listen to this. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. Everything after that was back and forth. Interesting. I think it's my settings, hopefully. All right. Diagram.
But entering through the room next door without alerting Sylvain. Wait. You don't think Sylvain could have been the one who?
Unfortunately, that's how it's set up right now.
No, his reaction to the loss of his brother seemed genuine, and he doesn't have a motive.
Then what could have happened last night? I know Sylvain is still in shock, but he's our only available witness. We have to take his statement.
I agree. Also, I've made some new discoveries, so we might as well head next door and go through everything together.
I want to look at this body a little bit more. The body has been cold for some time already. There are no signs of a struggle. No further clues have been found yet. Poke in! Poke! Poke, poke! Poke! Wait, guys, I know how to poke him. Wait. Can I do something silly? Okay. Poke him. Okay, here we go. I know how to poke him.
Now you shall perish.
All right, I poked him. We did it. For science.
Mr. Sylvain, I need you to tell me everything you and your brother did since yesterday afternoon. Did you see or hear anything strange?
Man, it must suck. I can't imagine what it's like being questioned after you saw someone close to you dying. This is all under the assumption that you aren't still planning it. I want to believe that all of this is genuine.
After Kyria attacked Edgar, my brother and I were incredibly careful. We returned to our rooms and decided to lock all the doors leading to the hallway. The only door we kept unlocked was the one connecting our rooms. That way, if we heard any commotion coming from the other room, we could help each other. But I didn't hear any sort of commotion last night. Not a single noise. I woke up this morning, opened the door, and Lucian was...
So, no movement from the room next door. No forced entry via Sylvain's room. No signs of a struggle at the scene. And no external injury on Lucian's body. What kind of cause of death are we dealing with here?
I did notice a few things about the body. Lucian's pupils were dilated and his skin was flushed, very similar to Master's symptoms after the attack yesterday. There weren't any traces of liquid in his mouth or nose, so it's unlikely he was forced to ingest anything. The more plausible explanation is that he inhaled a substance without knowing it, and I'd say that substance was likely a goose.
A goose? No, that's not possible. Inhaling a goose won't kill you. And anyway, it would have been for just one night.
Just one night? So you're saying prolonged exposure is dangerous?
No, that's not what I meant. Emilie, you ran your tests, didn't you? Go on. Tell everyone whether you found any poison.
No, I didn't find any common toxins.
Common?
See? A goose is harmless. The market response proved that years ago.
That may be true for most people, but not for everyone.
Who?
Master!
Edgar? You're up and about already?
Thanks to Emilie, I'm out of the woods for now. Sylvain, no matter how hard you may try to hide it, the truth will always come to light.
Edgar!
Even if we could keep it a secret for another 10 or 20 years, do you think Kyria would just let us be? No, he would never give up. Not if he's doing all of this for Yelena.
I'm guessing that's his sister? Or the one that died?
That's Vijava's real name.
Oh.
Yelena wasn't a scholar from Sumeru. She was an exiled Fatus from Snezhnaya.
Oh.
A Fatus?
The Fatui. Well, that means the elemental energy present in Auguste was...
Ah, so you've already detected it. Well, Sylvain, looks like there's truly no reason to hide things now.
Oh.
The Auguste flower was created with the mutative and distorting power of a delusion.
I was wondering if it had to do with delusions. Ooh, this is exciting. Also, I have to say, while we were going, I was reading what you said, Shizu. Went through it once, more like I had to aid in catching a suspect, and unfortunately did commit the crime. I've come to terms with it, was more disappointed than anything, kind of sad I could have prevented. That's still really rough. I'm so sorry you went through that. This was my moment. Dude, I love that we're getting back to delusions. But yeah, Shizu, I can sympathize. There was someone I also knew. I didn't really assist any sort of investigation, but I had a moment where I saw a news article about a certain crime, and I realized I had recognized the culprit's name. And that was definitely a moment where, you know, you think back to, like, it's hard when you find that stuff out. So I'm glad that you've moved on from it. That's still rough you had to even experience that.
A delusion?
The Fatui, delusions. I never would have thought a ghost was hiding this many secrets.
I just realized, I hope you guys were able to hear me while I talked about that.
Born of a delusion, Auguste contained distorted elemental energy. A prolonged exposure over many years could have a harmful effect on the body.
Ooh.
That's enough, Edgar. I'll take it from here.
I'm so glad we're getting back to delusions. So glad. It's something that's been touched on in past quests and hasn't really been brought up since. So good.
At first, Yelena wanted to keep refining the perfume and the flower, but no one knew how long the perfume mania was going to last back then. It didn't have any effect on ordinary people anyway. Every day we postponed going to market was another day of lost earning potential.
So you decided poisoning people was worth the risk?
Listen, it's not like it was good for business. But all that talk about Auguste being harmful over time, Yelena was just speculating. The impact was practically negligible.
Thanks for the hydrate.
Unless you were particularly sensitive to elemental energy or had an entire bottle shoved down your throat like Edgar. You could use the product for decades and be completely fine.
It may be true there are no records of Auguste poisoning in Fontaine, but even if no one was acutely poisoned, willfully bringing a product to market despite explicit knowledge of its harmful effects is still a serious crime.
The divine and noble Auguste originated from a delusion. If the truth came out, the market for your product would be destroyed.
That explains why you were so intent on keeping Yelena and Kiria's involvement a secret all this time, despite readily confessing to all your financial crimes. The Fatui, delusions, Auguste. If the Maréchaussée Phantom discovered the connection between the three, there would have been enough evidence to send you to the Fortress of Meripede for life.
Ha! Wow. If I'd known coming to Sumeru would put a target on my back, I would have been more than happy to stay there. At least that way, Lucien would still be alive. All these years without any sign of Kyria, and he pops up out of nowhere the minute my brother and I get out of prison? It couldn't be any clearer who the kid's after. Auguste was harmless before. The fact that it's killing people all of a sudden must be his doing as well.
So there's bad blood between you.
What about Yelena's death? Was that a cover-up too? A way to destroy evidence?
I'll admit, we thought about it at one point. We took care to disguise the product circulating on the market, and no one was questioning Yelena's fake identity. But if the Maréchaussée Phantom decided to look into the flower beds, it would have been the end. Yelena's ties to the Fatui, the role of the delusion, everything would have been exposed.
Wait, I just remembered something. The incense in Lucien's room. Didn't we examine it and say the smell was familiar? I wonder if that could be tied back to the delusion factory back in Inazuma, and if that's where we smelled it or something.
Before we could even put our plan in motion, Yelena beat us to it. She burned all her flower beds and threw herself into the fire as well.
But if her goal was to destroy evidence, there would have been no reason to do that to herself. Yeah, she could have just burned the flower beds and fled with her brother.
I thought about it for a long time, but it wasn't until just now that I finally understood her reasoning. Everything she did, it was for her brother, Kyria. One of the reasons they defected from the Fatui was the deterioration of Yelena's body due to her excessive use of a delusion. She didn't want her brother to follow in her footsteps after her death. After arriving in Fontaine, Yelena continued using the delusion to cultivate the Auguste flower, weakening her body even further. There were times when she couldn't even walk.
So she couldn't flee with her brother because she was afraid of holding him back.
If her true identity was exposed, she and her brother would face pressure from both Snezhnaya and Fontaine. The Auguste flower and Yelena's own corroded body both bore the mark of a delusion. There would have been no way to avoid suspicion.
This is another thing. I'm now suspicious of Edgar again. I know time has passed, but Emilie was saying, like, man, he looks a lot older than I remember. We have seen delusions rapidly age people. So what if Edgar is still doing stuff with delusions? Or, you know, understood what they're for. I don't know. Like I said, trust no one. Also, welcome, Tiki. Hope you're doing well. Thanks so much for stopping by.
So, in the end, she burnt it all to ash, including herself. With all the evidence erased, Kyria was free to take the Mora and run.
Yippee! Oh, that's a sad time to play
It
Yippee.
wasn't destroyed in the fire. Yelena gave it to her brother?
Sorry that Yippee caught me off guard with the timing. Well, it wasn't destroyed. Yelena gave it to her brother. Okay.
Most likely. Before Yelena died, she said if anything happened to her, she was going to leave everything to her brother. We just didn't realize she meant our cut as well. That's why Lucien and I were searching for Kyria, to take back our Mora and the Auguste flower. We just didn't realize Kyria was baiting us the whole time. It was all a trap.
But why is Kyria out for revenge anyway? Doesn't he know about Yelena's decision to sacrifice herself?
I don't think he knew his sister was nearing death. Yelena always wore heavy makeup around him to conceal her deteriorating appearance. She kept herself busy with work to keep out of sight. That way her brother wouldn't notice how she could barely walk.
Then all we'll need to do is tell Kyria what really happened, and then he'll give up on his revenge.
Wishful thinking.
I'm not so sure. Even if he knew the truth, he'd still find someone to blame. He might think Yelena was forced into using a delusion to cultivate a ghost, or something like that.
Listen, it's true. You could tell people all the facts in the world. They will still believe what they want to believe. So, even if we just were upfront and truthful, he is free to come to whatever conclusion he wants and believe in that, unfortunately.
It's hard to pull yourself out of that kind of hatred. Especially when you've been living in that headspace for so many years.
Oh, Collie! Ah! You would know. I love you so much. You've grown so much, girl.
Very true. Even if Yelena's death was her own choice, I wouldn't call myself innocent either.
Edgar, what are you talking about?
Think about it, Sylvain. If we hadn't been in such a hurry to capitalize on the perfume mania all those years ago, do you think Yelena would have elected to take those risks? If we hadn't been so blinded by greed, so insistent on increasing the scale of the flower cultivation, do you think Yelena's health would have deteriorated as fast as it did? If we hadn't invited the Marechaussee Phantom to our doorstep by breaking the law at every turn, Yelena could have survived.
She knew her limits. She knew her days were numbered. Maybe it was for her brother, but she was in it for the Mora just as much as us. We were just trying to earn a bit of Mora. And what, we deserve to die for that? Target me for being the mastermind, sure. But what about Lucien? He was just following my orders. Lucien's crime, was it really so extreme that he had to pay for it with his life?
The only person that can answer that question is a judge.
Fine. I've said my piece anyway. Drag me back to Fontaine to stand trial. I don't care.
3 people from Fontaine, 1 from Snezhnaya, and a crime committed in Port Ormos. What a headache.
What's going to happen?
Well, we can only wait until the Academia sends someone to deal with it. I'm guessing we'll have to contact Fontaine as well. In any case, we won't really know anything until tomorrow.
I was gonna say, depending on the country, well, it kind of depends, but in our world, I believe there's a law that says you can, like, wherever you... different areas will have different laws, and depending on where you try those laws, try the crime, those laws will be different, and the trial and the judgment would be different depending on where it takes place, because court systems are different in all parts of the world.
With the exhibition, we don't even have space in Port Ormos to detain anyone. Such a headache.
The hotel could suffice. You could station a few officers to keep an eye on Sylvain and myself. Although with Sylvain's mental state and my physical one, I don't think you need to worry about a jailbreak.
You would tell someone that to keep their guard down, my dude.
Mr. Edgar, are you saying...
If Sylvain is to stand trial, then I deserve the same fate. A crime is a crime, accomplice or not.
You're not wrong, but...
I'd just like to take care of a few things before I go. Say goodbye to my plants and all that. As for Sylvain, I'm sure he also has some goodbyes of his own. Would you be willing to grant that request, Sheriff?
Well, all right. I'll talk to the Academia. No matter who you were in Fontaine or what crimes you committed, the man we grew to know in Sumeru proved himself to be a good person. Your request is granted.
The plants! The plants are in on it! Guys! Quarantine the plants! Lock them up! We gotta make sure that every single plant has its own room, its own jail cell. We can't allow any of the plants to see each other. They're cooperating together. Soil destroyed recently. Exactly, that's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking.
You have my thanks, Sheriff.
But if we wait until tomorrow, doesn't that mean something could still happen tonight? Get Nahida in here? I do have Nahida. Oh, well, if they're not a Sumeru resident, we can't read their mind. But we could with some of the others. Oh my gosh, I completely forget about Nahida. Extra lore! Extra lore!
Happen tonight? Oh, you mean the possibility that Kiria might try to finish what he started?
Yeah, all we know is that he uses a goose to poison people, but we still have no idea how to catch him in the act. If he targets Sylvain or Edgar again, we might not be able to stop him.
That may be true, but what if we can take advantage of his desperation?
Desperation?
If we
What the frick?
take advantage of this situation and lure him in on purpose, we might finally have the chance to talk to him.
Master, no. That's too dangerous.
So, that's your plan. If Kiria learns we're being taken away tomorrow, his last chance to enact his revenge would be tonight. In other words, you want to use us as bait to capture him.
Capture? Not necessarily. I just want to talk. What? Are you afraid of him?
Afraid? This is my only chance to make him pay for what he did. I'm spending the rest of my life in prison anyway. I can't just sit back and let him ride off into the sunset with our fortune. There's no way I'm letting him get away with it. Not after what he did to Lucian. As for the danger, everyone else just needs to make preparations in advance to protect us.
I'll admit, it could work. We just need to spread the word that Edgar and Sylvain are leaving tomorrow. Then I'll station some of my men around the hotel. If we have your assistance as well, our chance of success would be even higher.
I still have some reservations. But if you insist on carrying out this plan, I won't deny you my help.
We can help stand guard.
I'll also keep watch.
Although I think Sylvain and myself should remain alone in our respective rooms.
Literally, I don't trust anything this guy says anymore. I literally don't trust anything he says anymore.
If Kyria noticed another person in the room, he might decide to turn back. And besides, it's possible he's already transformed Auguste into a potent toxic gas.
Toxic gas, you said?
You mean if he doesn't see a way to get his hands on the two of you, he might get so desperate that he'll just start using Auguste on everybody?
If that were to happen, everyone's standing guard. Even the innocent citizens in Port Ormos would all be in danger.
That's why everyone else needs to keep to the shadows.
You're still recovering. You need to rest.
This old bag of bones doesn't bounce back like it used to. I suppose I'll just have to leave the rest to you.
All right, we can figure out a plan to keep watch later. Right now, I say we split up, start spreading that information before it's too late.
With everyone's help, the news about Auguste, as well as Edgar's impending departure, begins to spread. If you reorder the letter, Sylvain will spell out villains. If you drop the Y and add 2 extra letters, it will become villains.
Have you heard? Mr. Edgar's been detained. He's being taken away tomorrow.
What? He's the one who helped craft all the fragrances for our shop.
He taught my child how to make perfume. How could this happen?
He hasn't been convicted yet. Let's just wait and see what the court has to say.
Whoa! Accent! Hello? Hi! What? Hello? Hello? Hello, greetings. So great to have you in the game.
Oh, everyone on the street is talking about the rumors. No matter where Kyria's hiding, he must have heard them by now. Let's head back to the hotel and take a break. We can see how the other preparations are going while we're at it.
Sounds like a plan. Also, holy crap, I need to take a break so badly. I need to take a break so badly, guys. Okay, well, we'll just stick here at Port Ormos, I guess. Look at the beautiful scenery. So beautiful. There was something I wanted to talk about before we did anything. I should be Nahida, but we'll do that later. Remind me to turn into Nahida later. Beautiful. That works. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick break, guys. This is a great time for you guys to stretch your legs, get some water, and do anything else you got to do. I need more water, and I really desperately need to walk around a bit. So, we'll be back in just a few minutes. I'm gonna run some ads, so feel free to step away if you need to. Exiting strip mode. Imagine. All right, we're back in a bit. Okay, I'm gonna actually try to wink this time.
Wait.
Ah, it's so hard to see. Ah!
No.
Yay! I went tennis! Yay! All right. Here we guys. Holy crap, I just got back. Jesus, thank you so much for the gifted subs again. Oh my gosh. Oh, and a gifted sub to Arrow. Everybody, congratulations who got emotes. Enjoy them. I hope you enjoy the emotes. I say who got the emotes. Who got the gifted subs. I hope you enjoy the emotes. Holy cow. Oh my gosh, Chizu, thank you so much for the gifted sub to Fairtear as well. Holy cow. Now I guess how gifting works. If you do a community sub, it will be random. Also, hi. Alt, welcome. Congrats on your gifted sub, and welcome to the stream. Random, but if you want to gift a specific, you have to click their name. Yes. But then I don't get the discount. Oh yeah, it's their little thing they're doing right now. Holy cow. We're level 2 hype. We are level 2 hype. That's insane. Well, actually level 3 now. Or we're at level 3. We accomplished level 2. That's insane. Thank you so much, Chizu. I almost fell out of my bed. Oh my gosh, you're so generous. Thank you so much. I hope you guys all enjoy your emotes. Also, I just realized I need to adjust something real quick. You're not gonna see me. I wonder if you guys are gonna be actually able to hear my voice when I go all the way over here. Alrighty. Just adjusting something. It looks like you were still able to pick that up. Dang. We do hear you. Blah. I love when VTubers leave their avatars, just become the lifeless husks. I just disappear. Like that. Like that. I will have to fiddle with the audio more. Because hopefully, audio won't get too bad to the point where you guys can hear other stuff. That's my biggest worry. That's why I always had my threshold up so high, is to try to prevent other noises from seeping in. But if my voice is cutting out, I might have to make some adjustments. Might have to, unfortunately, buy a few things. I've bought so many stuff recently, I just want to save money again. Oh my gosh. Well, I guess. Hold on. Yeah, it's been 5 minutes. Have a dog? No, I don't have a dog. But my living situation isn't just me, kind of thing. So, there have been times I have streamed when there's been other people nearby, and I would hate for their voices to either slip through or, you know, all sorts of stuff. So that's my biggest thing. Or like, if there's like construction happening outside, I would hate for people to hear jackhammers coming in through this stream, or, you know, what have ya. He says a dog is my roommate's actually pretty chill. If anything, I'm the loudest between me and my roommates. I've asked them before, whenever I stream, I'm like, please let me know if I'm ever too loud when I'm streaming. Please let me know. They haven't said anything yet, so. My roommate has an on-air sign in front of their door. See, real talk, I've actually debated on getting that. But I'm also like, how much do I want to broadcast that I stream? But at the same time, I would really hate it if someone barged in my room. We're like, hey, Flaze! And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa! Cease! Stop everything! Although, I guess that's what locks are for. Either way. Are y'all ready to continue the quest for? Y'all ready? Y'all ready for this?
There have been many poorly written applications lately.
Oh, dang.
I guess
Latham's talking.
I'll just have to reject them all.
Ooh, the level 3 hype train is almost done. But seriously, I like the fact that we've gotten a hype train the last little bit has been insane. Haven't seen a hype train in so long, and suddenly we're getting them so regularly. Seriously, thank you for your generosity. Absolutely insane. I probably could have teleported my way up here, but that's fine. That's right. We gotta be Nahida. We gotta read their brains. Whoa! Thank you so much for the Prime sub! Thank you. Hey, it's her docs info. Where's your inappropriate material?
Emily, Sheriff Xian wants to talk to you and the Traveler about our plans for the Night Watch.
Thank you guys so much for the hype train. Enjoy the level 2 emotes.
Thank you, Kale. But first, here, I prepared a kind of herbal tea that helps calm the spirit. Why don't you have some?
Oh, that's very kind of you, but I'm okay.
Oh, it's not good to be so tense, especially when we've got a long night ahead of us. I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I couldn't help but notice that something seems to be on your mind.
Was it that obvious?
You seem very preoccupied with Kiria's revenge. If there's anything you want to talk about, I'm happy to listen.
Oh, Hey, Emily, Kale. Oh, are we interrupting something? No, not at all. This will be easier to talk through with you here anyway. I've just been thinking. If Kiria has the capacity to commit murder while remaining completely undetected, why didn't he target Sylvain along with Lucien last night?
Ooh, hold on. Prime sub same as normal sub. Yes, technically. If you connect your, by the way, if you guys don't know, if you connect your Twitch Prime, or if you connect your Amazon Prime to Twitch, you get a free sub to any one of your streamers that you really enjoy. It's a Prime sub. Basically, it acts as a normal sub, but instead of spending $5, it's technically free because you've connected your accounts. It's true!
There was just a single door separating them. If his intention was to target both brothers, then there was barely anything standing in his way. Don't you think?
Subs used to be $5. Oh, yeah. Twitch announced recently that they had to increase the sub cost. I remember talking about it when we were playing Ocarina of Time, just kind of warning people as a heads up, like, hey, subs are going to be more expensive. Please be careful with your money. Because I know sometimes $5 could make a huge difference in some people's lives. So just heads up. I should have been more thorough, probably warning people. But yes, they have increased the price of subs now.
When I accompanied Sylvain to his room after Lucien died and saw how distraught he was, I suddenly realized maybe Kiria did that on purpose. Maybe he wanted Sylvain to experience the pain of losing a loved one before he completed his ultimate revenge.
So did he attack Edgar as a warning then? To scare Sylvain and Lucien?
Based on what we've heard about Kiria, that may very well be the case.
So yeah, I just wanted to inflict the same pain on others. September looking good. Well, it's not September yet. Streamer gets more. Technically, yes, I do get more. But that doesn't mean I want to put anybody out just because I will be getting more money from the subs. You know, want viewers to be able to take care of themselves first and not put themselves in debt, kind of thing. But yes, I do technically do get more money from it. Since it's now a little bit more.
Losing his sister all those years ago. What has been going through his head? What has he been forced to endure? Whenever I get to thinking like that, I just can't help but wonder. If I were in his place, would I be able to let go of that hatred?
I mean, that's a fair point. I think it was Quentin earlier that said it. Like, revenge and hatred is something really hard to let go of.
I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't think like that. Not after everything he's done. But I just can't help it.
There's nothing wrong with the way you're feeling. Empathy is a part of human nature. In all my years of cleaning up crime scenes, I've witnessed countless families mourn their loved ones. Their cries of devastation and anger still echo through my mind, even now. Some of them even try to stop me, begging me not to erase the last remnants of their loved ones. But Getting swept up in those emotions will corrupt your judgment. Surround yourself with fragrance for too long, and your sense of smell will become dull. Allow yourself to be consumed by your emotions, and you lose the ability to think rationally.
Mm-hmm. True. Doesn't even have to be in a grief situation, like in any situation. I think I mentioned it before, but growing up, I had like anger problems. And by allowing myself to just be angry all the time, I didn't really think logically anymore.
So while you hold on to that sense of empathy, you also need to ask yourself, do Sylvain and Lucien really deserve to die? How much did they truly know about the Fatui and the delusion? Did they force Yelena to make those decisions? Answering those questions requires a lot of time and evidence, while a single act of vengeance can put those answers forever out of our reach. I've witnessed a lot of deaths in Fontaine. When someone dies, a certain amount of information can be inferred from the traces left behind at the scene. But generally speaking, death will just leave most questions unanswered, and the whole picture ever incomplete.
Once you're consumed by hatred, it will become next to impossible to think about things that way. For someone like Kyria, I'm sure right and wrong lost all meaning a long time ago.
You're right. The fact that we can approach these questions from this perspective isn't because we're more rational than them. It's because we're fortunate enough not to have suffered that kind of loss.
Ooh, that's very well put. Thank you so much for the hydrate. I like how she phrased it too, because when it says the fact we're able to approach these questions doesn't mean we're more rational than them. That sentence kind of has a connotation of like we're better than them, but the way she phrased it a second time, we're fortunate enough to not have suffered that kind of loss. It kind of puts things on equal ground. Like they're going through something that we're not, and if we're in that situation, we could very well react just like they could. Very well put. I like that. Did I thank you for the hydrate, Harnoko? I can't remember, but thank you. To answer your question, Shizu, some people gift using VPN from poorer countries. How does that affect the streamer? That is a topic that has been discussed a lot recently. Technically speaking, if someone in a different country pays for a sub, there is a conversion rate that will be applied. There are people who do VPN to get cheaper rates for that. And a lot of people have mixed opinions on that sort of practice. The unfortunate thing is I can't remember the different sides of it right now, so I can't really articulate like people's positioning on that. I just remember that there was one case where someone, you know, pleaded people to not do that because, you know, in their country, that kind of money is really difficult to come by. And I might be misremembering. I hope I'm not spreading any misinformation, but it kind of like devalues some other people's donations than they might do, or I don't know if I'm phrasing it right. Some people frown on that practice. People still do it, but yeah. But say I bought a cheaper sub for Kling, he would have primed if I didn't. Wouldn't you lose money? By cheaper sub, do you mean VPNing into a different country and paying for it? Okay. Like I said, there's a conversion rate. So, technically, no. Well, I actually haven't looked too deep into that on how bad that cut is or not, so I can't really speak too much on that. But I want to say it doesn't make too much of a difference, but keep in mind, I haven't researched this, so I could very well be wrong. I can only imagine it's cents on the dollar. Possibly. I'm not too sure, though. I have not researched it. All I know is I've heard streamers talk about, like, who live in the UK, talk about the conversion rates that happen because Twitch is US based, and when they're paying streamers in other countries, because of how conversion rates work, they do get less money, but I don't know how that applies to subs, unfortunately. I haven't looked into it.
But that also makes us perfectly positioned to stand on the outside and try to pull them back from the brink before it's too late. I understand Kiria's decision, but I still want to stop him. Master, Sylvain, and Kiria. They all deserve to survive.
The fortunate and the unfortunate.
Emilie, Traveler. Huh? Edgar, you're here too?
Oh, it's you two! Didn't you head back to your room to rest, Edgar? Is it really okay for you to be out and about like this?
A little exercise never hurt anyone. Besides, I don't have much time left in Sumeru. So I'd like to take care of my plants while I still can.
Oh, when will Lasters?
We could do that for you, Master.
No need. I've grown attached to these flowers, and this is my last chance to say goodbye. Come tomorrow. I'll be happy to entrust their care to you. I would imagine Sheriff Sham is here for a more important reason.
The Night Watch! You mentioned earlier that we still need to confirm our plans.
That's right. I've stationed some of my men around the surrounding area, but we still don't have anyone standing guard next to Sylvain's room.
You mean in Lucien's room?
Exactly. After some discussion, we concluded that Sylvain has the highest risk of being attacked next. You're the most skilled fighter here, Traveler, and Emilie's expertise is sure to come in handy in a pinch. That's why I want you two stationed next to Sylvain's room. So, are you up for it?
Fine with me. What about you, Emilie?
Sounds perfectly reasonable. I'll be glad to have your help tonight, Traveler.
Yes!
I wonder how it really felt for Kiria. Finally getting his revenge.
It's just one problem after another.
Alright, it doesn't look like we'll be able to get anything else. I've heard streamers say if you want to save money, get turbo, since streamers still get a cut. That is true. And same with the Prime subs. Even though it's technically free for the viewer, I do get money from that. So that's why I'm unsure about the conversion rates when it comes to buying subs in other smaller countries, because Turbo and Prime, I still get money from. But I don't know how that works when it comes to buying subs in other countries. That conversion rates are pretty drastic. All right, Lucien's room.
Not a peep. Has Kiria given up on his revenge?
Just like that?
Guess we'll have to keep at it. Still nothing unusual. Paimon took a peek into the room next door and Sylvain's already sleeping.
I'm just glad he was able to sleep. Sham hasn't issued a warning either.
Perhaps Kiria's true motive was simply forcing Sylvain to confess his crimes.
Wishful thinking?
Can't be right. If all he wanted was for Sylvain to be convicted for his true crimes, he could have tipped off the Marechaussee Phantom years ago.
Exactly, and he already killed Lucien. There's no reason to stop there.
There must be something we're missing. Something extremely important.
Maybe we just need to calm down a little. How about some tea? That herbal blend from earlier was pretty tasty.
Can't abandon our post. There's nothing here we can use to make tea.
You're right. Maybe we can look for a different distraction then, like looking at the flowers.
Is the incense still in here?
Oh, there's a glaze lily here. Paimon didn't notice it earlier.
Because they don't bloom during the day. They only bloom at night.
Flowers, glaze lilies, incense. Oh no! Sylvain's room! Quick!
Wait, what?
Emilie rushes next door. Strange floral fragrance saturates the room. No! He's unconscious! Wait! He's not moving, but unconscious.
Hey, did you hear? Someone was attacked again last night.
It was the older of the merchant brothers, right?
Yeah, I think his name was Sylvain. Poor guy was murdered in cold blood.
Hello, accent.
First it was Mr. Edgar, then that merchant named Lucian, and now this.
Listen up, everyone. This is an active crime scene. Please, no loitering.
Oh, they got the detective music. Oh, I love this song. I think, unironically, this is one of my favorite tracks that came out of the Fontaine region.
It's been 3 days and they haven't even caught a glimpse of the guy. What is going on?
It reminds me so much of, like, Hotel Dusk. Could I? How could I play that game? That's a conversation for me another time.
Do you think it could be the work of an evil spirit? I mean, how do you get away with something like that with so many people watching?
Keep it moving, everyone. No loitering.
Whoops, I popped my knuckle right by the mic. Sorry about that. Oh, you can still hear it. Dang.
I suppose I'm next.
Emilie looked at the flower.
You don't know that. Kyria already attacked you once, and you survived. Perhaps he doesn't consider your crime to be worthy of death.
You were the only reason I managed to survive, Emilie. I never did thank you for that, did I?
Even if I wasn't there, Tainari was also in the vicinity. He would have been able to help.
Is that so? I suppose I'm a very fortunate person then. I have exceptional students, caring friends, and the respect of my peers. If it is indeed my time to go, then I'll die without regrets. But Kyria has nothing. Yelena is gone. Now, his enemies are too. It really makes you wonder if there's even a reason to keep on living.
If you really want an answer, I suppose you'll have to ask Kyria himself, once we finally catch him.
Well, I hope it all goes well. Emilie, there's something else I'd like to ask of you. With everything that's happened, holding the exhibition is off the table now. But so many flowers were transported here for the show, some of them thousands of miles away from their homeland. I can't let them wither away with no one to care for them, whether Kyria gets to me first, or I'm sent back to Fontaine to stand trial. I won't be around to look after them. I know it's a lot to ask, but could I entrust them to your care?
Of course, Master.
Really? Oh, I'm glad to hear it. Now I truly have nothing to worry about.
Sheriff Sham still has some questions for me, so I've gotta go.
Go ahead. Best not to keep him waiting. He can be quite impatient.
I'm sorry, Master.
Another all-nighter. Paimon sure hopes Emilie's plan will go well. Oh, but Kali still looks quite worried. Let's go talk to her.
I now have concerns. Have I been looking at the wrong spot this whole time? Oh, thank you for the hydrate. I need to continue the quest, I think. Oh, and to straighten. Oh my gosh. Everybody, it's time to straighten. You know what that means? Unshrimp, de-shrimp, and stretch. Whoa, that feels good. Oh, I feel so much better. Let me adjust my mic. Alrighty. Now that we have unshrimpened, I want to keep shrimping. No, unshrimp.
I hope she didn't run into any trouble.
She's extremely meticulous. I'm sure she's prepared to handle anything that might come her way. I have thoughts.
Yeah, that's true.
Traveler, I had my men start spreading the information you requested. The crowd is gone now too, but I have to admit, I'm not really sure what's going on. After listening to Emilie's plan, I started getting the materials together and arranging personnel. I barely had a second to spare last night. To be honest, I'm still not sure how the crime was committed that night.
It's pretty simple, actually.
Heat clue was right in front of us the entire time.
I feel like you've been waiting to say that for a while.
Let's go. We'll show you where the culprit hid a goose.
Point out where Auguste is. Incense slowly rising in the air. Seems familiar somehow. Emilie checked last night. Turns out it's Spirit Borneal.
Wasn't this incense originally in Lucien's room? It must have been moved here before nightfall yesterday.
Oh, I can't read the thoughts. Can I talk to them, though?
I only have a basic idea of what happened, to be honest. I haven't really worked out the details.
So, you're saying I'm the only one who's completely in the dark.
The way he said, so, reminded me of, what's that actor's name? The one who voiced Kronk in Emperor's New Grooves. And who's also like, hey, Peter, can I borrow your egg? Peter, can I borrow your egg? That guy. I can't do the voice, unfortunately. The corners are filled with flowers from different nations. The fragrance is incredibly strong. The glaze lily is swaying gently, its petals closed. There's a ring of moisture around the rim of petals that feels sticky to the touch.
This is it!
The glaze lily.
The glaze lily, huh? I think I've heard of it before. It's a flower from Liyue, right?
Oh, I just connected what Emilie did.
Well, no, it only blooms at night.
Okay. Current theory. At first I was like, wait, is Emilie killing everybody? But now I'm like, wait, Emilie figured out who was the one that was taking care of the flowers and is now possibly giving that person a taste of their own medicine. Wrong, never! Unless I'm wrong. We'll see. That's current theory.
Emilie, you're back!
How'd it go?
Exactly as expected.
A flower that only blooms at night. Like the Neelitpala lotus.
Exactly. Although the Neelitpala lotus wouldn't be a good substitute in this scenario. When it's closed, the gaps between the petals are too large. That's why Kyria chose the glaze lily as his mechanism. He would start by preparing an Auguste sample.
In order to set up the mechanism, he took a goose and poured it into the flower pot, soaked the area around the petals. Dabbed it on the outside of area around the petals? Am I understanding this English sentence?
There's a sticky substance on the edge of the flower petals. It's one I recognize. If you stick the petals together with slime condensate, then in the daytime, the glaze lily would act almost like a hidden container.
That's right! He applied a diluted form of slime condensate to the petals to stick them together and enclosed a sample of Auguste in the center. That way, the Auguste would remain trapped inside during the daytime, unable to seep between the petals and evaporate into the air. This also allowed the culprit to plant the poison well in advance, while his targets remained oblivious. However, the diluted slime condensate wouldn't be viscous enough to prevent the petals of the glaze lily from opening at night. So by nightfall, the flower would bloom, thereby forcing the target to inhale the agouste trapped inside.
And Kyria could execute his revenge without having to step foot inside the room during the night.
Exactly. I'm still sus of the incense. Same. Doesn't matter that they completely dismissed it. I am still taking note of it.
By the next morning, the sample of agouste would have nearly fully evaporated. The glaze lily would have already closed its petals, and any lingering odor would be concealed by the fragrance of the other flowers in the room.
And his mission would be accomplished.
Wait a second. You're telling me this version of agouste is so toxic, inhaling the minute amount trapped inside a flower is enough to kill a grown man? And how did Edgar even survive ingesting a whole bottle of the stuff?
That's because agouste is just as dangerous now as it was all those years ago. The level of toxicity has never changed. Only a small subset of people are truly at risk.
Ah, you mean people who are sensitive to elemental energy. So it's just some sort of happy coincidence that Sylvain and Lucien are allergic to the stuff? That can't be right. They were involved in the operation all those years ago. If the stuff gave them a bad reaction, they would have known from the very start.
I wouldn't use the word allergic necessarily. It's more like they're susceptible to its effects. But that distinction isn't important right now. You can think of it this way. It's not that Sylvain and Lucien are innately sensitive to elemental energy, but that Kyria found a way to ensure that they would be.
He executed the poisoning using primordial sea, the incense!
The incense I smelled earlier seemed familiar. Thinking back on it, I'm almost certain it was the scent of spirit borneal.
I knew it! I knew it!
In Sumeru, scholars use spirit borneal to aid meditation and stimulate their connection to the Dendro Archon.
Boom!
Alchemically produced essential oils, the primordial seawater that caused unrest in Fontaine not too long ago. All of those are substances that can heighten your sensitivity to elemental energy.
And Kyria chose spirit borneal.
That stuff gave us a lot of trouble when we first came to Sumeru.
I still love that we saw this little art again. Ugh! Guys, I miss the Sumeru quest, man. I loved it so much.
Ah, yes. I definitely remember that.
In Sumeru, it's not uncommon to use incense indoors, so its presence wouldn't arouse suspicion. The flowers in the room could also serve to mask the scent.
Flowers were pretty important to this plan, huh? The glaze lily is native to Liyue. It would be completely unnatural to have one here in Sumeru if it weren't for the exhibition. What a coincidence.
And it just so happens someone is very adamant that the exhibition continue. Sumeru was so long ago. Yeah. Feels like forever ago, man.
Actually, it's not a coincidence at all.
The exhibition, the hotel, it was all a meticulously designed trap.
No wonder he was willing to pay a small fortune to rent out the hotel.
He probably used the mora Yelena left him, don't you think? That money was supposed to set him free, but in the end, it was just a tool for his revenge.
There's a saying among forensic doctors in Fontaine. Every step you take leaves a mark. But up until this point, we haven't been able to detect any trace of Kyria's activities. That's not because he was coming and going undetected, or because he's some kind of evil spirit, but because he's been disguised as someone else this entire time.
Okay, I'm so glad. I cut out this a little bit earlier, but... Edgar! Kyria! It was Kyria all wrong! Edgar.
Creating such an intricate mechanism out of a glaze lily, setting up the spirit borneal in advance, and arranging for Sylvain and Lucien to stay at the hotel, it all points to one person. The expert in charge of the entire exhibition.
Associate Kyria. The real murderer.
Kyria and Edgar are one and the same.
But Kyria was only in his teens back then. He would even be 40 years old by now.
Oh, yeah, we're going to talk more about delusions.
Edgar's lived here for so many years. Even if he changed his appearance, going that long without giving anything away, it would be impossible.
That's fair.
Bad news, Sheriff. Mr. Edgar was attacked.
What?
A dark shadow-like figure just ran out of his room. It was giving off a really ominous aura. But before we could even react, the figure up and disappeared like some sort of ghost or something. By the time we got a look inside the room, Mr. Edgar was gone. Do you think Kyria kidnapped him?
I need you to think very carefully about this. Are you certain that figure wasn't Edgar himself?
I mean, Mr. Edgar was so frail. I don't see how he could have moved that fast.
It would seem Master decided to tap into an ill-advised source of power.
What? But that's so dangerous with the condition he's in. It's...
Suicide.
But why? Why would he do that? He's already accomplished his revenge.
No. If his aim was to target everyone who had a hand in Yelena's death...
If he left Sylvain alive yesterday, not out of a desire to see him suffer, but to confirm the truth about why Yelena chose to die...
Then there's still one target left.
The loading sound got cut off. That only means we're loading.
The shadow-like figure ran in the direction of the elevator, and my partner immediately chased after them.
We should hurry before they're forced to confront each other.
Down we go! Who needs elevators?
Where in the world did he go? Let's ask the merchants nearby.
Oh, I should have read his mind.
A ghost! It's a ghost!
It's all right. Please, calm down and take a deep breath. Can you tell us what you saw?
I saw a black shadow. It ran right past me. How could something like that happen in broad daylight? What was that thing?
Oh, there was another examined spot on the other side. I feel like this is just taking us away from the exhibition where we should be.
This is terrifying.
No, don't come any closer. I see everything.
Can't read that. Okay. Can I read more minds?
No, don't come any closer.
Oh, don't worry, I won't. I'm leaving.
If we go any further, we'll be out of Port Ormos. There'll be hardly any witnesses.
It's all right. I can detect a faint whiff of the scent from here. I would say he passed by this location not too long ago.
Oh, so he actually was here.
It's this way. Please, follow me.
All right. This way. And up. Oh, up again. Nope. Hop up again. Nope. Hop up again. Whee! Hello? Oh, snap!
The scent is getting stronger. This must be the place.
Time to go in. Okay, Emilie is good when it comes to burning. Let me adjust my friendship team. Time to trial. We'll get Alhaitham. Actually, let me burning. I don't really have a pyro DPS other than Yenfei. I use Dehya, Bennett, and Farina to forward vape. I see. How much? Yoimiya, how much EM do you have? 58. Yenfei, how much do you have? 0. Yoimiya could be good. That's what I'm thinking. We'll run with my Yoimiya team for now.
Oh! Oz! Are you all right? Were you attacked?
No, No, I'm all right. I was just chasing after that figure, and then all of a sudden, I didn't feel so hot.
Let me take a look.
The air definitely feels heavy. It smells nice, but for some reason, it's hard to breathe.
This feeling, I've encountered it before.
Everything looks all right. It was probably just the stress of the chase, combined with the impact of the environment. A bit of rest would do you some good.
I can't rest. Mr. Edgar is still in there. He taught my sister how to make perfume. He's a good man. I can't just abandon him to die by Curia's hand.
Oz, you need to calm down and listen to me. Edgar is the one we're after. He and Curia are the same person.
But how is that possible? I thought you said Curia was in his 30s. Mr. Edgar is 70-something. Changing your appearance to look decades older, that doesn't seem possible.
That's precisely why he had to resort to extraordinary measures to age himself.
A delusion.
Curia
Thanks
used
for the
a
hydrate.
delusion to bring back the Auguste flower, corroding his body in the process, just like his older sister.
No. He couldn't have. Mr. Edgar has been in Port Ormos for years. If someone started impersonating him all of a sudden, we would have noticed.
And what if the impersonation started before he ever set foot in Sumeru? I've yet to confirm it, but I suspect Curia killed the real Edgar in Fontaine not long after his release from prison.
Oh, snap! Oh, snap. That would make sense, though. That would make sense. Oh, time to straighten. Again! Everybody, a trip! A stretch! Ah! Ah! Woo!
While Edgar was incarcerated, Curia started making preparations to replace him, including forcefully aging his body, studying perfumery, and planning the real Edgar's demise. The new Edgar then decided to relocate to Sumeru, seemingly out of an innocuous desire to let go of the past. He even left perfume making in favor of mentoring students. But these decisions were all for a specific purpose: the need to distance himself from anyone who might see through the facade. And Sumeru fit the bill to a T, with no one around to question his identity. All he had to do was grow a beard, don a pair of glasses, make a few minor alterations to his appearance, and everyone would believe he was exactly who he claimed: Edgar, a perfumer from Fontaine.
I can respect the commitment. Honestly, whenever a villain goes this far for their revenge or their plans, there's a part of me that's like, you are so diabolical. I love watching what you're doing. Like, it's messed up, but dang, dude, okay.
As the years went by, he removed his disguise little by little and continued to refine his skills. It would have been a gradual process, one that ensured no one around him would notice anything unusual.
That explains why Sylvain said he barely recognized Edgar back at the hotel. He aged himself decades beyond his years just so he could accomplish his revenge. Is that even worth it?
I need to find Mr. Edgar. He's not that kind of person. He can't be.
What you really need is to get out of here and rest.
No, I can keep going.
Wait! This environment is likely being influenced by the delusion. Any discomfort, no matter how slight, should not be treated lightly.
Oh, Kale.
I know how to relieve your symptoms, Mr. Ooze. Please come with me and rest. I'm sure Kyria... No, Edgar wouldn't want any more innocent people implicated in all this.
Kale's right. The Traveler and I will take things from here. From our brief exposure to a goose, it would seem the substance has little effect on us. This leads me to believe those blessed with a vision or capable of wielding elemental power are more resistant to the effects of abnormal elemental energy. In other words, this environment doesn't pose as much of a risk to us. Actually, now that I think about it, this stronghold likely has multiple points of entry. If the target were to escape from a different point of entry, that might allow him to evade capture. I hate to trouble you, but we need people to survey the perimeter.
Thanks. Hear that? We're heading out. There's work to be done. Ooze, head back to Port Ormos and start gathering reinforcements.
Got it.
Traveler, Emilie, Paimon, please be careful. For someone whose only purpose in life is revenge, there's no telling what they'll do when there's no reason to move forward.
Don't worry. This isn't the end. Not for us or for Kyria. We're not going to let a goose kill anyone else. It's time for the mythos to fade into obscurity.
Oh my gosh, we get a beer! So beautiful.
A goose.
A goose. I mean, it's horrible but impressive. That's where I'm at. Like, what you're doing is awful. But you know what? Respect the commitment. Goose game. Reminds me of the Wither. That's Minecraft, right?
Ooh. Monsters. Perhaps they were attracted here by the increased level of elemental
Oh my
energy.
gosh, her shoes! They have green underneath it. That's so cool.
Extract! I must be more prudent. Yoo-hoo! Busted.
The fuse is lit!
The withering. Oh, it's Subaru. You're right. It is kind of. Well, that was caused by Mara.
I've never seen these seeds before. They must also have been created with the power of a delusion. It seems to be avoiding us, and there's no other way forward. Perhaps we could try luring it to the edge of the cliff.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, bit of a lag for me. Oh. Go. Hey, nice. You know what I just remembered? The tree that you can play music to. It's been a while since I've done that. Maybe I should visit my friend.
Yeah.
All right. Whoa. I can get out of that. It's fine. Whee!
Whoa, look at all the Auguste flowers! There are so many of them. I can't believe a single person did all this. Must have taken a lot of time.
I fear that statement is truer than you know, Paimon. Using a delusion comes at a cost. Not just time, but the time you have left to live.
But why would Kyria need this many Auguste flowers? He only needed a few bottles of Auguste to carry out his plan, right?
Perhaps hatred wasn't the only emotion fueling his obsession with Auguste.
What do you mean?
Not long ago, he told me he didn't want all the flowers transported to Sumeru to wither away in a foreign land. But Kyria betrayed Snezhnaya, abandoned Fontaine, and lived his entire life in Sumeru under the guise of someone else. For someone with nowhere to call home, perhaps dying among a bed of Auguste flowers just like his sister is the best homecoming he could ask for.
Dang, I can't see the logic in that. I visited the Oasis in the center of Sandstorm recently. That's also one of my favorite areas, to be honest. Like, I remember there was one time I started the stream there just because I wanted to be there again. I still visit some of the older areas, like Enkonomiya. I go there every time there's a new patch update because A, I love Enkonomiya, but also, like, I know for a fact that Enkonomiya is safe and I'm not going to trigger anything there. Speaking of that, there's the co-op achievement. Oh yeah, where you could get 3 people sitting in the chair? Yeah. I have the Oasis song in my teapot. It's such a good song. It's one I want to, like, add to my own teapot. Like, I've decorated my teapot a little bit, but I haven't done the interior of my Sumeru teapot yet. And because I was kind of just focused on getting primo gems from all the characters I had. But man, that song's one of the songs I would love to have on there. There's a few other ones that I really enjoy.
Neutralize!
Here comes the catch.
Time for a light show!
Whoop, there we go.
Mystic reprise!
Ah, I want to use Emilie's ult. It's so pretty. I've seen pictures of it. Yoimiya showcase. I honestly feel like my Yoimiya is not that impressive, but it does a decent job. It gets the job done. I'd have actually reworked my Yelan. I used to have her on basically a DPS build. Holy cow, she has so much HP thanks to Farina. But I switched her to a full emblem set. Still got her bow though. No, she's okay. Nah. This is the weirdest way I've turned into a stream. I'm watching this in VR chat. Oh, snap. Hello, Krokov. Hope you're doing okay. Wait, I want to be Emilie.
Destroy seeds. Huh. Quite the ecological marvel. Let's head back to the place where the seeds first appeared.
Now I got that song in my head. You know what area is really eerie to visit? The area, the door to Conria. Or like that's implied. I'm pretty sure it's the door to Conria. That area is so eerie to visit because there's no music that plays there. And then like there's a single flower right by the door. And I forget what flower it is, but doesn't it have, I think it has like this history. Yeah, the flower. It has a history. I think I'm gonna get mixed up with the Lord Inazuma of the flower where it's like, oh yeah, Dead Body was there. But I forget what it is in Sumeru. Yeah. That area is an area that I think about regularly, to be honest. And it isn't like one of the more impactful areas, but
is getting stronger. We're almost
still stays. Music from the textbook house in Ana. Oh yeah! Dude, the Ana Paz's quest. The whole Ordo quest was fascinating. Oh.
The scent of flowers is getting stronger. We're almost at the end.
Did they catch up that fast? No. My strength is just waning.
There's the delusion.
But it doesn't matter. This is far enough.
This is a garden of Auguste flowers. But it's not mine. It's the one that was set on fire all those years ago in Fontaine. Yelena?
Ooh.
Yelena! You tried to hide it from me, but I always understood. The reason why you continued to use the delusion, the reason why you set your garden on fire, it was all because of me. I shouldn't have listened to you that day. I shouldn't have taken the Mora and ran. But by the time I realized something wasn't right, there was nothing left. The flowers were gone. And so were you. I know I'm almost 20 years too late. I should have come looking for you earlier. I should have died with you that day. Yelena? Yelena! No! Don't leave me! Please!
That's just traumatizing. Oh my gosh.
Yelena!
Not crying, just sweating from my eyes. Yeah, I didn't expect it to go that hard. Hey, we made it. Sorry. I know you're not gonna like it.
Emilie? I'm alive. No, that's not possible. I saw her. Elena. We were together.
That was an illusion, likely brought about by the residual toxin in your body coupled with the pollen in the air, neither of which are fatal.
No. The amount of August I drank, it should have been enough.
I'm sorry to say this, but that was a fake.
A fake? But how?
We started making the preparations last night with one goal in mind: to create a perfect accord. The accord is the basis of perfume making. The product
in its
That's
most primitive form. Ambergris mixed with cedar wood, rounded out with a base note of agar wood.
This is the scent of leather?
She's so cute as a kid!
We're unable to extract essential oils from leather, but by combining other raw materials, we can recreate its essence. That is the purpose of an accord.
Does that mean you can recreate any scent in the whole world?
I'm afraid not.
I love this art style they've done.
In this world are simply one of a kind. That quality is what draws people in and fuels their obsessions.
If I wear a goose to the ball, I'll also be one of a kind. Our competitor already got their hands on it.
It doesn't matter how much it costs. I have to buy something better.
This fragrance will be one of a kind, no more. Myths can be deconstructed, miracles can be recreated. All it takes is skill, experience, limitless exploration, and a little patience. The only thing left is determining where the real Auguste is hidden. Pretending to be attacked means he's not free to move around. Auguste must be hidden within reach.
Paimon took a peek through the window earlier and his house was packed with flowers.
The curator commissioned a flower pot from Kasharuar capable of retaining heat and moisture.
Perfumes are as beautiful as flowers, and equally as delicate. When stored, you must take care to control the temperature and keep them away from direct sunlight. Did you get all that, Emilie?
I got it.
Did you hear? Someone was attacked again last night.
So, Sylvain is dead. Is that right?
Yes, Master.
Oh.
So, you switched the bottles of Auguste, and then lied to me about Sylvain's death.
Convincing you that your revenge had been completed was the easiest way to get you to let down your guard.
Impossible. Even if you found a way to switch out the bottles, there's no way you could have made an accord. If Auguste was so easy to replicate, Yelena wouldn't have.
It was a combination of rainbow roses, glaze lilies, and Cecilias. Those ingredients would have conflicted with each other if you tried to combine them in the past. But recently, we found a way for them to work together.
Rainbow roses, glaze lilies, and Cecilias.
Auguste was created over 10 years ago. All this time, people never stopped analyzing it, never stopped trying to recreate it. Perfumery techniques are advancing day by day. We've found better ways to extract essential oils, separate oils and fats. We even discovered new ways to combine fragrances together. The mythos surrounding Auguste may have been untouchable almost 20 years ago, but now it's time for it to become a thing of the past.
The past?
You've been working as a perfumer for all these years. You should have always known that it is possible to make an accord, even if only in theory. But the meaning you assigned to Auguste became so inflated, you allowed yourself to get lost in it. Just like the perfume mania that captivated the public all those years ago. You believed in its divinity and grandeur. You believed it was entirely one of a kind.
And in the process, you forgot that it was a bottle of perfume, nothing more.
Your obsession with Auguste is also what allowed us to predict how you intended your plan to end, and to make preparations in advance.
We just didn't expect it to happen so fast.
Or that you would activate the delusion.
Well, you hit the nail on the head now, didn't you? So, Sylvain isn't dead. Since you've been preparing your accord since last night, I assume you've also figured out my method, then. That means the news of Sylvain's death. The crowd gathered outside the hotel this morning. It was all an act you put on with the sheriff?
Yes. If we hadn't, you might have resorted to the delusion out of desperation, or continued to use your Spirit Borneal and Auguste combination to wreak havoc.
Who knows? Maybe I would have just offed myself then and there.
I know if you had things your way, you would carry the truth of Edgar's demise and the secrets of this garden to the grave, but I'm sorry, Master. I don't want to see any more death. Sylvain only inhaled a small amount of poison. He's being detained as we speak. All the crimes he concealed back then will be exposed in a court of law for everyone to see, and all his secrets will be revealed. The same goes for you as well.
Is that so? Well, I suppose I'll be spending the rest of my days in a prison cell then.
Whoa, he accepted that kind of fast.
Alright. The delivery of that just cracks me up. Wow, he accepted that kind of fast. I thought he made, like, fight a little bit more, but I guess that saves us some time.
I don't feel the need to justify my actions, nor do I intend to repent for them. I did what I set out to do. I may have lost in the end, but it was my choice every step of the way. And if I could do it all over again... But there's no going back, is there?
Careful, everyone. This environment is dangerous. I'll lead the way.
Stick close and hurry up. You can't let Edgar die.
Looks like I'm almost out of time. Although, I do have one final question, Emilie.
Of course, Master.
The combination you used to make your accord. How did you figure it out?
The scent of Auguste is complex and varied, yet the main ingredient consists of a single variety of flower. So, as I was analyzing the sample yesterday, I got to thinking, what if the scent of the Auguste flower was already imbued with that complexity during its cultivation?
You're saying Yelena designed Auguste to have the scent of multiple flowers?
Rainbow roses, glaze lilies, Cecilias. The perfumers of the past knew that if you combine their essential oils directly, they would just cancel each other out. It was a conundrum they could never solve. But if you cultivate a new flower species that intrinsically carries the unique features of those three scents, you can bypass that issue entirely. It goes without saying that for that time, this idea was a stroke of genius.
Rainbow roses, glaze lilies, and Cecilias. Those really do seem like flowers you would choose, Yelena.
Not long after that, the Eremites rushed over. Kyria accepts his fate without saying a word. Dang. Oh. I kind of like the conclusion of, like, it was this ancient flower, and that was so hard to recreate, but now, thanks to advancements, people have figured out a way to do it. It kind of helps further that message of living in the past does nothing for your growth as well. Very good. I'm not gonna die, so I might as well cooperate. Yeah. Sucrose makes super flowers. Sucrose makes, I believe it's like like food, but yes, they're very similar in that way. Earlier, I saw NPCs have gotten way better over the years in story, and this, I will argue, I mean, here's the thing. I'm one of those people where I have always loved the NPCs. Like, people often point to the Tepe incident and be like, what were they even trying with that? I cried when Tepe. I cried when Tepe. Legit. And then there was the world quest with, her name's changed now. Her name's changed now. What is it? The, Sakura cleansing ritual. That NPC? I cried too. Tepe. Yeah. Everyone forgets Tepe. I cried during that quest too. Hanachiro Sato. Yeah, that's what she goes by now. She went by a different name when I did that quest. They've changed it to Hanachiro Sato. Is that Kuki's sister? Nope. Tepe is the one from the Inazuma Archon quest that used the delusion. And if you're in the Inazuma Archon quest, this is spoilers. Tepe, everyone forgets Tepe. Tepe is the NPC from the Inazuma Archon quest that used the delusion so much that he died. I cried when Tepe died. Yeah. But a lot of people say that it was weird, but even back then I loved NPC. Kazari, yeah. Yeah, a lot of people forget Tepe. I haven't forgotten Tepe, personally. And then Surumi Island. Oh my gosh, I sobbed during the Surumi Island quest. But I will fully acknowledge that I have discovered that this is just a me thing. Because my friend who started playing recently, I found out, I was like, what did you think of the lore in the quest? And they're like, what do you mean? Anytime there's a quest with an NPC, I just skip it. And I was like, what? And apparently that's super common, but I read everything. So it meant a lot to me. Because it wasn't on content, so it was just running past him. I felt it. But yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things where I personally feel like NPCs have been great. Don't get me wrong. They have gotten so much better. But I'm just glad they're getting more attention now because I've always liked what they've done with NPCs and they continue to do more. Especially because, like, back in the day, people were saying, you know, you don't pay attention to NPCs, but they had some of the most interesting quests. And then more, as time has gone on, more and more people are seeing that. It makes me really happy. This quest did a fantastic job of us learning, really sympathizing with what Kiryu went through and his struggle, while also fully admitting that, like we can sympathize, but we know that he didn't do well. So if it was spaced out, it probably would have more impact. That I agree with. I feel like the Inazuma Archon quest, probably like I didn't think it was too bad, but I do agree that they could have paced stuff out. It was around the time where they felt like they had to fit everything in 3 acts, in my opinion. That said, I feel like the Inazuma Archon quests get a little too much hate, but it is definitely flawed. And thus all the turmoil caused by a goose finally comes to an end. A few weeks later, you get a letter from Emilie. Oh, snap! You want me to look at your official? Okay, are you logged into your account right now? That's how I'll be able to check? Yeah, okay. Let me pull you up. I hope this works. There we go. Let me look at your official. Okay. Level 90 official. Ooh, a lot of element mastery. Yo! Crit damage 230 and crit rate 884? What the frick? Good job. Good job. And you managed to hit 187 elemental mastery. Well, okay. There's a little bit of conflict of interest here. Let me look at the rest of the build. Aqua Simulacra. No attack. No, yeah, you don't have a lot of attack, but that's it. Okay, so this is where a lot of your crit damage is coming from. Okay, okay. HP is increased. When there's opponents nearby, damage will increase. This effect will take effect whether the character is on field or not. It's not that bad. Okay, you have Golden Troop to up the skill. So 251 CV, so there's that. Not actually a good build, though. What? Can I ask what you're trying to go with your official? Out of curiosity? Because you have a lot of elemental mastery, so I thought for a second you were focusing on Dendro a bit. But let me know. Okay, let me look at your stuff. That's a really good feather. She's Aggravate with Kaching or Raiden. Okay. Yo, 31 crit damage? Yo, look at that! Wow! That's insane. Holy cow. Whoa, wait! Hold the phone! What the frick? You look at this piece and you think... look at this piece and you think, oh, okay, pretty standard, crit rate 5.4%, crit damage 20%. That's fine. And then you pay attention. Crit rate 20%! What the frick? What the frick? Her and Jinyan are the only 4 stars I use as focus on teams. I mean, that's fair. Sadly, my Jinyan build is horrendous. I can show mine off. My Jinyan build is actually not that bad. I love Jinyan. I'm so glad someone else uses Jinyan. Okay, where was I? This is another one. Holy cow! Crit rate 17%! What the frick? That's insane. Holy cow. Your crit rolls on these are actually ridiculous. Your crits on this are actually ridiculous. I hate you for that stance! Insane. Constellation 6. Makes sense. And you've crowned her skill. Dang. I mean, that makes sense. Holy cow. Really well done. I will say, if you are focusing more on Aggravate, as much as these stats are insane, you probably do need more Elemental Mastery if you're focusing on Aggravate. But your crit stats are insane. Actually insane. Actually amazingly insane. This is insane. Like I say, you probably need more Elemental Mastery but that's only just so Aggravate could do more. But like your crits is insane. Holy crap, dude. And you say Farina for the lulz. I'm scared what your Farina looks like. Yeah, it's really only a show-off build. I mean, for good reason. For good reason. So, out of curiosity, I was thinking on this. If I were to make a YouTube short out of this build to kind of show it off, would you be okay with that? Not guaranteed that I'll do it, but would you be okay if I showed, like, did a YouTube video to show this off a little bit? I say farming that domain has been awful. I believe it. Because I feel like YouTube short content really likes... like the super short videos where you see actually insane stuff like this. Not a good build though. I mean, for sure, but content. No guarantees, but I thought I would ask just in case. I so many go troop artifacts, but like Mara shoots. Dude, honestly, that's how my Nouvelette's been. I've really struggled getting him a good build. Okay, Farina. Let me go back to the front. 37,000 HP. Pretty good. Holy cow! What is up with your characters and having insane crit rate. What the heck? This is like 90. And then 233. Okay. Your energy recharge is 124. I notice there's no hydro damage bonus, but I'm sure that's just because you have an HP goblet. You have her weapon. Oh my gosh, you have her weapon. Wow. So that helps with your HP and skill damage. Dang, she probably does a lot of damage. Artifact. Wait, let me see. Ah! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! We have a C6! C6 Marina! C6 Marina! With all of the Opera constellations triggered! Or at least that's what I feel like it is. Holy cow. HP's better for C0, but she's C6. Hydra would be better. That's fair, yes. Oh my gosh. Okay. Nice. Good HP Sans. Pretty good. HP Goblet. That's not bad either. That's pretty good too. I'm not good at calculating CV very quickly, but I can look at the numbers and say, yes, that's good. My early keto can't even compete with you. Dang, I saw the crit to 18% and I was like, not again. I kid. Dang, that's a really good artifact. I could do math of that quick. It's just because that's 10%. That's almost a 40 CV. Nice piece. I also, hold on. This one has HP percent on it, which is nice. That one has attack, not terrible. That has flat HP. That's not the worst, or not. It's flat HP is good, is what I'm saying. That's not Farina. That's Focalors. It's true. C6 is where Focalors really comes out. And then triple crowned Farina. Look at that smug grin. She knows. She knows. She's like, yes, I am heavily invested. Witness my true power. That's her. Official Circlet should be on Farina. What was Official Circlet? Ooh. Well, the HP is actually better on Farina's Circlet. I think the Farina Circlet should stay. Or no, Official Circlet should be on Farina. Oh, I see. I understand now what you're saying. But she has an HP goblet. That's fair. But like, you got a good base. Got a good base, dude. Got a good base. Remind me to show off some of, I want to show off some of my characters later if you guys are interested. But for now, let us continue the quest. Speaking of Farina, hey girl. Okay, I'm tired of looking at you. Hello, Yelan.
Did you know? Miss Emilie's releasing a new perfume. Right, I heard about that. I think it's called Yelena.
Oh, Yelan. I'm kidding. Oh, but she named it after... That's so sweet.
It's like everyone in Fontaine is talking about the new perfume you're releasing.
That's actually really sweet.
I was hoping to release it without such a fuss, but the news spread way faster than I expected. I just hope it won't become the source of some new myth, especially after all the work we did to demystify a ghost.
Hi, girl. Wait, no, I'm tired of you. Love-hate relationship with Farina. Did you use the accord from back in Sumeru?
I did, although I made a few modifications to the formula to make the scent more pleasant and long-lasting. I actually brought a few samples with me today. I hope they're to your liking. Also, I was hoping you could try out the fragrance before I officially release it and tell me your thoughts.
Of course! A good sense of taste and sense of smell go hand in hand, you know? Just leave it to Paimon! Oof. Oh, it smells great!
I'm not sure that's the kind of feedback she had in mind.
It's all right. All feedback is worth considering.
Embarrassed to show characters to Mara shows. No worries, it's all good. Listen, I like looking at any and all builds, even if it's people who are like, help me with my build, I don't know what to do. I don't mind looking at those either. Don't turn to unknown god.
Besides, when it comes to perfume, Commenting on whether it smells good is the most straightforward assessment you can ask for. There doesn't always have to be a deeper meaning.
Speaking of deeper meanings, Kiria's final question.
Right. Do those flowers have some special meaning? Hearing their names seemed to have an effect on him.
If I had to guess, I'd say it probably has something to do with the language of flowers.
The language of flowers? Oh, we've heard of that before. Paimon remembers hearing something like, the Cecilia represents the true feelings of the prodigal son?
What each flower is said to represent varies by person and across different moments in history. The same is true for the flowers that make up the scent of Auguste. After returning to Fontaine, I did some research, and it turns out the meanings of those 3 flowers can be reassembled to form a single phrase. Forget the past and keep on living.
Aww.
Perhaps that's the legacy Yelena always intended, not the nobility and grandeur most people associate with Auguste.
Or maybe that's what she hoped for her brother.
You think Kiria knew about that?
I paid him a visit before his trial and explained what I found, but he didn't seem to care. Who knows? Maybe she didn't mean anything by it at all. That was his response. Yelena is gone. We'll never know what she was thinking. We can look for meaning all we want, but it'll never be anything but conjecture. Even if that is what she was trying to say, I would never be able to forget her. Avenging her death? That was the meaning I chose for my life. Kiria cultivated his revenge like a flower. He was committed to making it bloom, even if in the end, it didn't bear the fruit he was hoping for.
Kiria.
In any case, he did want me to pass along his thanks. Thank you for saving my life, for giving me the chance to learn that Auguste could have carried a very different meaning. Love and hatred are a privilege of the living. When someone dies, their thoughts, feelings, and intentions die with them. In that sense, what Auguste truly represents in the language of flowers will forever remain a mystery. But even if it's only a conjecture, I would like to believe my own interpretation. The meaning we give to flowers, the symbolism we assign to our perfumes, they're constantly twisted and exploited in our imperfect world. And yet, at the very outset, they're born from the simplest and most beautiful desires we hold in our heart.
Wow. I honestly was not expecting to like that quest as much as I do. Oh, and we got Yelena! Hold on, I want to look at it. A sample of the perfume Emilie made herself. It's based on the legendary Auguste fragrance chronicled in Fontaine's histories. Tilt the bottle towards the sunlight and you will see this flowing line of graceful text. Forget the past and keep on living. Dang. I genuinely was not expecting to like that quest as much. I feel really bad for Emilie now. Like, in terms of, like, the meta and setup, I feel like she's a very great character. And she got released right before Natlon, so not everyone is gonna, like... Man. I don't want to say appreciate her, but, like, she's gonna get ignored a lot. And she has, unfortunately. What does it look like? Yeah, let's check out the gadget real quick. Oh, it did a little poof. It did a little poof. And now I smell nice. Well, I don't want it to go to waste, so let me switch back. It's kind of like this. Ugh. Man. Also rerun Yelan, so most people are going to pull for her. Oh, 100%. Yelan is a very, very much a sought-after character. Only if you have time. How many, out of curiosity? Because it is a little late for me, and I still have to get up early tomorrow. By the way, I believe the Natlon live stream is going to happen in about an hour. If people want to stay up for that, I'll probably watch it another time. 3. We could save it for a different time, though. If the 5.0 and 1 characters are revealed tonight, they seem meh. I'm insta-polling for Emilie. honestly, that's fair. Like, out of the 5.0 characters, because we know who's coming out in 5.0. We know. It's 3 characters. The only one I was kind of interested in was Kinich. Whatever. I don't know how to pronounce his name. But I don't think it's for me. I guess I should say, okay, I had a goal when it comes to Natlan. There's only, like, I wasn't planning on summoning for a lot of Natlan characters, so it's gonna have to take a lot for me to like a character, and as of right now, there's only 1 or 2 characters I really want from Natlan. So I was planning on not summoning on at all for Natlan. Give me the captain, and my life is yours! I mean, that's fair.
Take it easy.
Also a character I would want. For me, the 2 are Ian-san. I'm not sure if I'm saying their name right. And I am a little interested in the Pyro Archon, I'm not gonna lie. Fontaine was the region I was looking for. Natlan, not so much. Yeah, for me, the region I was looking forward to most was Sumeru and Fontaine. So to me, Sumeru characters are like what I really, really care about, even though some of my gripes I have with Natlan can also be applied to Sumeru when it comes to characters. But I love Sumeru so much, and I have enjoyed Fontaine. I didn't enjoy it as much as I saw other people, because a lot of people really loved Fontaine. They say it was their favorite region, but my personal favorite is Sumeru still. What if they release Madam Pink? Insta-pull. Insta-pull for Madam Pink. I will do everything for Madam Pink. Show builds? Okay, I can show it a little bit. So, the 2 characters we had talked about, one was Xinyan. This is my Xinyan. Attack 1700, defense about 1600. We have crit rate at 61, crit damage at 235, excuse me. Physical damage. I have the red horn on her. I have her C6. I have 9, 12, 12. I was debating on crowning. I haven't actually crowned a lot of my characters. And then artifacts. Yeah, they're okay. You know. But a lot of them, this might be one of the weaker pieces, I think. See, that's not bad. So yeah, that's my Xinyan. Honest, it's maybe not the best Xinyan out there, but at least she's built. And then my Nouvelette. I talked about it earlier. I've really struggled getting a good set on Nouvelette. So he has 49 crit rate, barely, and then 227. I have his signature weapon, Constellation 0. Talents are 888. The hardest part are, Marsha say, artifacts. I go to his flower. It's not bad. I usually run him in a Hyper Bloom team, to be honest. I don't have really good fire supports for vape teams. I wish we could share builds in WUA, but I don't think echoes matter as much. No, echoes really matter. Like, a lot of other stats matter, yes, but I have really started focusing on my echo builds in WUA, and wow, they have made a difference. But also, like, I don't really have a scale because I haven't been following a lot of other WUA content creators because I'm just kind of playing it casually at my own pace. But changing up my echoes has been really beneficial for me. Maybe I'm just bad. I don't know. Again, I could be wrong. I've been trying to slowly, like, see more of what, like, the fandom is doing. But I wanted to take it at my own pace to enjoy the game at my own pace. And now that I'm kind of interested in what others are doing. But for me, echoes made a huge difference. Okay, anyway. So, my Nouvelette, you'll notice his stats are okay. Like, this is insane. This is not that bad. He's got HP. He managed to have a Hydrodynamous bonus goblet. And you'll notice he has an HP circlet. It's because I literally can't find anything better than this. This is just an insane piece. This is probably one of my better pieces out there. It's literally the same crit rate and same crit damage. So yes, my Nouvellette build that has about 49% crit rate. Not even a crit circlet. I can't. I've struggled replacing these pieces so badly. It's hard. Anyway, I could show off more characters, but I don't want to waste your time too much. Time for my Nuvi showcase. If you want to show off your Nouvellette, you can, but I do gotta go pretty quick. It'll have to be a quick showcase. But if you want to save it for next time, I'm totally fine if you want to save it for next time, whenever we play Genshin. Alright, we'll do it super quick. It's worst build. Okay. This is your worst build on your account. Nouvellette. Might as well stay up for the reveal. Okay, 33 HP isn't that bad, though. You got better crit rate and crit damage for me. You're already doing better than I am. You're like, this is my worst build? Excuse you, your Nouvellette's already better than mine. You got his signature weapon. Constellation 6! The true Hydro Sovereign has returned. Yet again. Holy balls. This is the worst character on your account! What do you mean? Talents. Triple crown. Just a little whale. Okay, well, let's look. Okay, that's pretty typical. You got HP on there, though. Crit rate, 10%. That's actually super stacked. This is super stacked for a Nouvellette. R is the weapon. I'm glad you asked because I went and checked. It is R1. I did check. I was looking. I was like, just in case. I need to pay closer attention, just in case. Because I usually haven't seen that yet. Weapon's too scary. That's fair. No, the weapon banner's a huge trap. I get it, dude. That's a really good crit rate build. Once again, you have the HP percent and the crit damage. That's really good. I do have 4 copies of Aqua Simulacra, though. Well, I have 2 red horns, so I can't. I got super lucky. I got 2 pulling from Emilie weapon. Dang. HP, that's also a good build, because Nouvellette benefits from having more energy recharge, so you can use his ult more, so the energy recharge isn't actually that bad. That's also a great piece. You got the flat HP and the crit rate and crit damage. That is almost a 40 CV Hydro damage goblet. Dang. Really good build. Holy cow. Absolute insanity. Oh, okay. Well, with that, let me head over to the end screen, because we are done for today. That is gonna be it for me. Let me quickly go through my activity feed just to make sure I thanked everybody, because I feel like I missed a few stuff. We have, Trezzy Grib, you raided earlier. Thank you so much for the raid. I'm not sure if you're still here, but thank you. Oh, and you followed. I completely missed that. I'm sorry. Thank you so much for the follow. And then Chizu, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Thank you for the another gifted sub, and then thank you for another gifted sub. Then Clink, thank you so much for the Prime sub. I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. All right. Plan, just as a heads up, Saturday, I don't know what time. I'm hoping I can do a test stream to test streaming on YouTube and Twitch at the same time. I am going to be streaming Wuthering Waves because it'll just be easier to like manage. It's just going to be something super chill. I just want to see how long it works and just kind of get a gauge on YouTube's chat, see how that is and whatnot. Saturday stream is confirmed. I will do everything in my power to do it this Saturday. Yes. If for whatever reason I can't do it this Saturday, I'll try to do it in the next Saturday. But I'm planning on this Saturday because I need to test stuff. Next week, I am unable to stream, so I can't do that. And I'm hoping the week after that, I can do maybe a little mini debut on Tuesday or something. I don't know. Maybe a little mini debut on something. That could be why I'm trying to test a Saturday stream to make sure to see how the chats are and how it works to, maybe do a little bit of a mini debut. As a little, yeah, a little fun. And unsure if I will stream on that Wednesday or not, or if I will have to officially move my schedule around. But maybe I have to do the mini debut on Wednesday. I don't know. Up in the air. But yeah, that's the plan. I'm gonna try to stream this Saturday because I won't be able to do that next week. So yeah, look out for that. I love how you showed that off just after I left that week. I know, I feel bad. Wait, Quentin. Well, I was gonna say, do you want another show off? Because I could show it off. Because I felt bad. You like left and I was specifically waiting to go on break and come back to show it off. Because, you know, people tend to leave during breaks. And so I was like, it'll be like a fun little treat. So I feel bad. I genuinely do. But it was the best time. I saw it, okay. Anyway. Oh, thank you guys so much for watching. The next time we are able to stream, we'll be playing a new game, maybe? I don't know, up in the air. But Natlon should be out by then. So get ready for Natlon, I guess. Save it for next week. We'll save it for another time. Yeah. Which also reminds me, this Saturday stream, if everything goes well and everything's set up, this Saturday stream will be the last stream with the free model. So we'll see. Are we polling? We should be. I will try to set up a poll sometime between now and end of next week. I don't know when, but I will set up a poll sometime. All right. Bye, everybody. Have a good one.